This afternoon, it's homecoming day at Spartan Stadium here at Castleton State College as the Castleton State Spartans host the Bison of Gallaudet University out of Washington, D.C. I'm Jack Healey on board with Chris Thayer, and also our producer is Adam Largess. Michael Valentine representing PEGTV. Jeremy Jackson, our spotter. Our camera people are Lindsay Marcotte and Katie Bona. Just a perfect day, and of course we all remember what a perfect day it was for the first game ever in the history of Castleton State College football back 3 weeks ago as Castleton opened up with a victory over Anna Maria. Today it's Gallaudet, and it's a perfect day just as it was 3 weeks ago when the fall foliage taking shape across the way in this beautiful facility. And Gallaudet, an interesting program. Talk more about that later. It is homecoming day here at Castleton, and we're expecting another full house.
Oh, absolutely, Jack. And what a beautiful day it is. You're absolutely correct. As you look across the way, the foliage, like you said, is starting to set its beautiful home that this has created here at Castleton College with the Spartans. And, you know, Gallaudet's in the house. It's going to be a great day for football. You know, you got that excitement in the air just like it was back 3 weeks ago at opening week, Jack. It's going to be a wonderful day for football.
Gallaudet University is the world leader in liberal arts education and career development for deaf and hard of hearing undergraduate students. As people may or may not know, Gallaudet University out of Washington, D.C., a college for the hard of hearing or for the deaf. Not everyone on the football team or in the college is deaf. It's also people that are hard of hearing, but also people that are working with the hard of hearing as far as their majors might be concerned. Again, Gallaudet, located in Washington, the university enjoys an international reputation for the outstanding graduate programs it provides deaf, hard of hearing, and hearing students, as well as for the quality of the research it conducts on the history, language, culture, and other topics related to deaf people. In addition, the university's Laurent Clerc National Deaf Education Center serves deaf and hard of hearing children at its 2 demonstration schools and throughout the nation by developing, implementing, and disseminating innovative educational strategies. Gallaudet has 14 varsity sports that it supports in baseball, men's and women's basketball, men's and women's cross country, football, men's and women's soccer, men's and women's swimming, men's and women's track and field, and volleyball. In addition, Gallaudet has 3 club programs, which includes fall and winter cheerleading and wrestling. The Bison are members of the Capital Athletic Conference, and of course here in football, the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference. Gallaudet football dates back to 1883, and some history as far as football overall is concerned. The football huddle first appeared on the gridiron at Gallaudet University. Paul Hubbard, Gallaudet star quarterback from 1892 to 1895, devised the system, standing in the open using sign language to communicate to his teammates. Hubbard realized that Gallaudet's offense's plan were too easily intercepted by the defense, deaf or not. And to shield the signals, Hubbard moved the team a couple of yards off the ball and turned the players' backs to the line of scrimmage into a circle. So the huddle actually originated at Gallaudet. And today also, it is coaches all over America, all levels of college football, wearing patches today. It's called Coach to Cure MD. The American Football Coaches Association is working to raise awareness and research funding to cure Duchenne muscular dystrophy, the most prolific genetic killer diagnosed in childhood. Football fans can support their favorite coaches by either going online to www.coachtocuremd.org, texting the word CURE to 90999. A $5 donation will automatically be added to your next phone bill, and standard text messages and those rates apply. Coach to Cure MD is supported by thousands of college coaches. So Gallaudet now at 1-2 on the year, 0-1 in league play. Gallaudet defeating Hiram College out of Ohio, and also losing to Mount Ida in their league game. Castleton, after that opening victory against Anna Maria, which was a game in the league, but not a game that will count in the league schedule. The next game at Anna Maria will do that. The Spartans went on and lost to Utica, and of course have had a week off. And the Spartans, of course, like to use that spread offense, like to throw the football, like to move the ball on the ground. Gallaudet, we're not going to see too many passes from Gallaudet. This is the flex bone, which is similar to the wishbone, where you have a tailback And instead of the two halfbacks, you have two slot backs who are right behind the tackles offensively. Once in a while, Gallaudet will throw the football. Also, you'll see probably on the sideline the drum, which is used for the offensive signals, even though many of them are hand signals. We'll be checking the starting lineups here in just a couple of minutes, but some history being made today. Gallaudet, certainly the first time that the program has been here at Castleton, and of course the first homecoming day. Castleton then after today will go on the road for 3 weeks, games that will have video cast for you. But we couldn't ask for a better day.
No, you couldn't ask for a better day. You got your bag packed because we will be on the road for the next 3 weeks with the team. And, you know, that wishbone offense, or the flexbone offense, that creates a lot of problems for any defenses. You have to put a man on the fullback, the tailback, and the quarterback. They've thrown the ball only 17 times in the past 2 weeks. So that presents a little bit of a problem for that second-tier defense where those linebackers have got to step up and make sure they fill those holes when they see those backs to the quarterback going around that edge on the end, because he could gain a lot of yards. As a matter of fact, their quarterback is their leading yard rusher so far this season, Jack.
And again, Chris Thayer with us, a former coach, you're familiar. It's funny, the wishbone was used for so many years by college teams like Texas, for example, Oklahoma using the wishbone. We saw it in high school in the state of Vermont for people in the state of Vermont watching us here and, again, listening to us around the world. They are familiar with the teams like Essex and Middlebury that use the wishbone. No longer use that. It's a very disciplined type of offense where the quarterback is the key. The quarterback with the reads, whether to pitch, to run the football, whether to hand off, or whatever the case might be. It is a offense, however, that might be somewhat susceptible to turnovers, and we'll wait and see what happens in this one.
And they've turned the ball over quite a bit as well. So those are some problems that Gallaudet has to work with. And, you know, Castleton, on the other hand, those are things they look forward to, that ball turnover, because they really got great points off their turnovers 3 weeks ago on the opening day when they scored a lot of points off the Anna Maria turnover. So Castleton looking for that ball on the ground, or you won't see it in the air like you said, Jack. It's not going to happen. They do not pass the ball much at all.
The Castleton band entering the field here at Spartan Stadium as we look across the scoreboard across the way with the Castleton logo, of course, on the knoll across the way as the Castleton Spartan band comes out on the field. We'll be listening into the Spartan fan for a few minutes at halftime. We'll try to listen to them for a minute or two here. Before we check the starting lineups, why don't we just listen in for a few minutes to the Castleton Spartan Marching Band. That's the Castleton Spartan Marching Band, the Castleton Fight Song, and we'll be listening in to more from the Castleton Band coming up at halftime. We certainly invite comments from people around the world. Certainly our last time here 3 weeks ago, we had a lot of comments from many of the people listening in and watching on PEGTV and Rutland Channel 20 and around the world on the Northeast Sports Network. The Rutland Curbside Chorus, is that what am I saying that right? It's Curbstone Chorus. The Rutland Curbstone Chorus will be singing the national anthem for us as well.
Jeremy Jackson's dad is a part of that chorus.
Yes, he is.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, a little bit on the Coach for the Cure, Jack. There's a young man going to be on the football field at the 50-yard line doing the coin toss. His name is Ryan Schultz. Now, Ryan is 4 years old, and he has MS. He's got Dutchkiss MS, which is not a real good thing to have as a kid. It has not fully taken control of him yet, but he will be flipping the coin for the start of the football game, and that is a personal friend of Coach Alercio. They're staying at Coach Alercio's house for the weekend, and he will be the young man on the field when we see the coin toss going up. His name is Ryan Schultz, and there's a website, RyansQuest.org, where people can go there and check out Ryan's progress and make a donation perhaps to the foundation that they put together for their son. So he will be our coin tosser to start the game.
All right, certainly looking forward to that as we await the arrival of both teams on the field here. Ed Hoddle is the coach of Gallaudet, the Bison, that is singular, the Gallaudet Bison out of Washington, D.C. at 1-2 on the year. And, of course, Rich Alercio from Castleton, the head coach there. Rich Alercio, we had an opportunity to talk to him for about a half hour or so earlier in the week. We hope in future telecasts to have the pregame show, our interview with Rich Alercio. Not able to do it today, but hopefully in a future telecasts here, as we ask you to check with the Castleton website as to future video casts and telecasts on Channel 20, and also not only in football, but also with field hockey and also men's and women's soccer. Already had a men's and women's soccer game involving Castleton and Linden State a week ago today. The Rutland Curbstone Singers, the national anthem, as we look at them down below, and we'll wait and see, and we'll listen in to them. Another huge crowd here at Castleton State College at Spartan Stadium, as we are expecting again a sellout. Two more home games coming up, and it'll be Husson in a couple of weeks. After 3 weeks on the road, Husson will be in town, and then Norwich University. Norwich is hosting Mount Ida, a team that Castleton will meet on the road down in Newton, Mass. a week from today, and Mount Ida up in Northfield today. I think Tom Healey from the Rutland Herald put it, first time in decades that there have been 3 college football teams played on Vermont soil. Middlebury, Norwich, and here at Castleton.
1974 would be the last year that happened, Jack.
And that was the last year that the University of Vermont had football, but that's another story altogether. Let us check the starting lineups, first of all, for the Bison. Offensively, we'll see at left tackle number 55, Joshua Dowd, a 5'10", 270-pound senior from Medina, Ohio. At left guard, number 62, Philip Endicott, a 6'2", 260-pound senior from Philadelphia. Over the football, number 66, William Jacobs, a 5'11", 270-pound senior. He's from Austin, Texas. At right guard, number 64, Benjamin Bottoms, a 5'11", 250-pound senior from Chesterfield, Virginia. At right tackle, number 52, Michael Daze. And we have no heights and weights available for him, but he is from Frederick, Maryland. At wide receiver, number 31, Nathan Engel, a 5'11", 160-pound sophomore from Mount Kisco, New York. At the left slot, they call it slot backs instead of halfbacks, number 22, Cole Johnson, a 6', 183-pound junior from Edina, Minnesota. The quarterback, and he's a good one. He runs this offense to perfection, the flex bone. Jimmy Gardner, number 7, a 6', 170-pound senior. He's from St. Augustine, Florida. He's a left-hander. When he does throw the football, as Chris mentioned, they do not throw it much, but once in a while they do. And again, it's the type of offense, even when it gets down, it does not break what it usually does. A very patient offense. And Jimmy Gardner, the quarterback, runs it to perfection. At tailback, number 20, Michael Gemelli, 5'7", 200-pound sophomore from Deep Park, New York. At right slot, Philip Hayes, number 25, a 5'7", 175-pound sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And at wide receiver, number 10, Chester Kushmiter, a 5'10", 185-pound senior from Olathe, Kansas. And that's a look at the Bison offensive unit. For the Bison defensive unit, at defensive end will be number 63, John Van Way, 6'1", 200-pound sophomore from Alexandria, Virginia. At tackle, number 94, Joe Ofadile, a 6'3", 300-pound freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina. At tackle, number 99, Kevin Allen, 6'2", 298-pound freshman. And Kevin Allen is from Houston, Texas. At defensive end, number 40, Richard Bailey, a 5'11", 245-pound junior. And he's from Willingsboro, New Jersey. Outside linebacker, number 8, Martin Bloomquist, a 5'10", 262-pound senior from Neptune, New Jersey. At middle linebacker, number 23, Tom Pangia, a 5'11", 200-pound freshman from Hamilton, New Jersey. Also at middle linebacker, number 47, Calvin Dowd, a 5'11", 220-pound senior from Medina, Ohio. His brother plays on the offensive side of the football. Outside linebacker, number 44, Michael Halloran, 5'8", 190-pound sophomore from Waldorf, Maryland. At cornerback, number 2, Ty Hubbard, 6'1", 200-pound junior from Greenville, Texas. You heard us mention the inventor of the huddle named Hubbard. Ty is no relation. Ironically, though, Hubbard is on this football team on Gallaudet's defensive unit at cornerback. Ty Hubbard, again out of Greenville, Texas. At safety, number 29, Jared Volmar, a 6', 170-pound sophomore from Delavan, Wisconsin. And a cornerback, Justin Wilson, 5'10", 183-pound senior from Phoenix, Arizona. The Bison offensive and defensive starting lineups for you. We'll check Castleton here in just a moment, as you will see here, and people know many of the players from Castleton, from the East Coast, and certainly from the state of Vermont, Chris. As you can tell, Gallaudet has representatives from all over the country.
Well, you'll get that with a 100-year football program, 70 years, whatever they've been into it, and that's a true testament as to where they've been and where they're going. And it's a good, solid football program down there, Jack. And you're going to see a good, solid football team today here on this football field from Gallaudet. They're going to come out and play some really good football. And Castleton being the first-year program. In our pre-production meetings the other day with Coach Platt and Coach Alercio, one of the things that they talked about was how it is for one of those teams that gets beaten by the Spartans this year. You have to go back to your school and explain to them how a first-year program beats you on the football field. So that's something they have to look out for. Gallaudet's going to come to play. They're going to give us a heck of a game. There's no handicaps here. These kids play football. They're just like everybody else on this football field today. They're going to get out there and play the game.
Said it well. Rich Alercio also said it well to us, and you want to be politically correct. This is a school for the hard of hearing. School for the deaf, if you will. Not all the players or all the students are deaf or hard of hearing. They are involved in a major concerning working with people who are hard of hearing. In no way are they, and I want to say this as nicely as I can, no way are they handicapped where the perception would be, hey, we're playing a school here of handicapped players. And that's not the way it is. They're hard of hearing or deaf, certainly not, and I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible, certainly not handicapped in any way.
But you put it just right, Jack. I guarantee you will not see any handicap on that football field today. These kids are going to play good, hard-nosed football, bottom line.
And the captains will be meeting at midfield as well as the entire teams, which is the way it is in college football nowadays. And it'll be the captain for Castleton, number 44, Randy Babineau. And, of course, the team's Castleton dressed with the green home jerseys, the white numerals, the green helmets and the black pants. Gallaudet, the Bison, with the white uniforms, blue numerals, and the gold helmets. Similar offense to the service academies. Gallaudet influenced greatly by the Naval Academy, located not far from Washington, D.C., as people know, in Annapolis, Maryland. And the service academies use the flex bone, as well as Georgia Tech using the flex bone. And Gallaudet, number 52, Michael Daze. Number 64, Benjamin Bottoms. Number 62, Philip Endicott. And number 8, Martin Bloomquist. And this is the young man that you talked about earlier.
Absolutely.
Chris.
Absolutely. That's Ryan Schultz out there with him, Jack.
Ryan and his family. Coach DeCure, MD. Patch on the left arm of the coaching staff. Coaches all over America at all levels of college football wearing these patches today. It's called Coach DeCure, MD. Young Ryan on the coin flip. And let's see here. We can hear the referee. Castleton has won the toss and will be receiving, going right to left as we look out. There is a wind, Chris. Gallaudet will have the wind at its back here in the first quarter. Gallaudet will be kicking off, going left to right. And we'll be listening in here before we check the Castleton offensive and defensive starting lineups. This is the Rutland Curbstone Singers. Chorus, including Jeremy Jackson is our spotter, including Tom Jackson. So we'll be listening in to the national anthem here for the start of the game today between the Bison of Gallaudet and the Castleton State College Spartans. Nice job by the Rutland Curbstone Singers in our national anthem. We also got a shot, interesting as well, from Gallaudet, also the interpretation of the national anthem in sign language. And today is certainly an educational experience as well as a football experience at Spartan Stadium.
For a lot of folks, Jack. It's a historic day here at Castleton. Gallaudet and the Spartans about to kick off the second home football game of the history of Castleton Spartan football. And if it's anything like week one, we're in for a treat.
I think we're already getting
We've been treated enough. But
just a beautiful day with the foliage across the way at this beautiful facility is just incredible. And just in time for this homecoming day. The Spartans defensively, defensive end, number 65, Ron Peterson, a 6-foot, 240-pound freshman from Woodstock. Number 93, defensive tackle, Andrew Kernan, 6'4", 255-pound sophomore from Rutland. And tackle number 75, Heath Chenier, a 6'4", 270-pound freshman from Fairhaven. And number 84, Adam Sheequin, 6'3", 230-pound freshman from Burlington. Linebackers, Dustin Young, number 40 from Dunedin, Florida. And also number 25, Brian Ayers from East Nassau, New York. And also Jared Skleba from Freehold, New York. At the corners, Dan Gardner, number 9 from Susanville, California. And number 17, Preston Jones from Freiburg, Maine. At the safeties, Brandon Bergeron from Hartford, number 6. Cody Tancredi from Windsor, number 27. And we'll get to the offense here in just a moment. And here is the Kickoff on homecoming day, and it goes to the 7-yard line as we're underway at Spartan Stadium, and up the middle and all the way across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. On the return was Warner on the return, number 23. For the Spartans, Kevin Warner, a 5'7", 150-pound freshman.
Well, nice job on that return, Jack. He got a little bit of a seam, almost took this one to the house, but Gallaudet able to catch up with him real quick.
We're thinking Cassidy's opening kickoff for 70 yards a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was something else.
So Castleton has it 1st and 10 at its own 42-yard line. Here the quarterback is Shane Brzezowski out of the shotgun. He looks and fires, and it's incomplete. Wanted to send it down the middle, intended for his tight end, number 86, the intended receiver. That's Adam Farmer.
Pass a little bit high there, and I like how Castleton opens this thing up, Jack. They're right in the spread offense, right from the gun, throwing the football.
Shane Brzezowski is the quarterback. He's number 10, 6', 200-pound freshman. And a man in motion right to left, 2nd and 10 for the Spartans, their own 42-yard line. And this near side, and being bounced out of bounds is Randy Babineau out across the 45, just about to the 45-yard line. Ty Hubbard there on the tackle. For Castleton offensively, it is at the tackles, Jeremy Anderson and also Pat Meyer. Tom Manley at a guard spot along with Ron Daigle. Bill Hall is the center. Tight end Justin Liam Bruno. He's from Burlington. Caught a touchdown pass. It's 3rd down. Babineau in motion. Brzezowski, the play action, and the pass is tipped. It goes incomplete. It'll be 4th down as the Spartans will have to boot the football away. Tight end Justin Liam Bruno. The wide receivers Mike Jabor from South Burlington. Tom Cole from Otter Valley and Florence from Munchine. Brzezowski, the quarterback from Rensselaer, New York. Fullback Tyler Carpenter from Fort Edward, New York. The tailback Randy Babineau from Milton, Vermont takes care of the Spartans offensively. 4th down, about 7. The Spartans have it at their own 45-yard line. And DeVoe back to boot and gets the boot away. And it'll against the wind, but it gets a nice roll. And it will roll out of bounds inside the 25-yard line to the Gallaudet 23-yard line. And Gallaudet will go in the offense for the first time, 1st and 10.
Absolutely, Jack. You know, Spartans going 3 and out right there, but I like the offensive calling. You know, the 2 passes and the run. They're letting Gallaudet know we are going to come after you at every point of the offense we can bring to you, especially with the pass game. So Brian Grady put the ball in the air twice in that first series. 1 run, got a little bit of yardage. Now they're going to give the ball to their defense.
Jimmy Gardner is the quarterback. The flex bone, which has a couple of slot backs, or you can call them wing backs if you will. And it's all of the quarterback, and he pitches back, and when on the ground, it was recovered by Ryan Lenz. Dan Gardner was putting the pressure on defensively. The cornerback, number 9 for Castleton.
Boy, he was right there in the backfield, Jack. If he had turned and looked towards the quarterback, he might have caught that ball and brought himself 6 points.
He wasn't looking. Of course, the pitch, it was Ryan Lenz that came back and recovered it. That lost about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 14 back for Gallaudet at its own 17-yard line. And the handoff up the middle and churning his way for yardage. Mike Gemelli picked up a couple. Ron Peterson on the tackle. Peterson out of Woodstock, 6', 240-pounder. Picked up close to 4 back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10 for Gallaudet, the Bison. It's on 23, scoreless with 13:09 to go in the first quarter. The center is William Jacobs, number 66, a 5'11", 270-pound senior. Number 10 wide to the right is Chester Kuschmeider. Now this is a passing situation. We'll see what they do out of the flex bone with a double wing and the double slot backs. And it's going to be Gemelli, and not much there. He's wrapped up after a pickup of about 3 to the 26. It'll be 4th down as Heath Janier and Ron Peterson there to wrap them up for the Spartans. So both teams 3 and out here in the early going.
Yeah,
Jimmy Gardner, the quarterback, and again, it was a passing situation, but they don't pass the football a lot, as we
and,
mentioned.
And, you know, the offense right there for Gallaudet looked a little bit out of sync, not really on the ball, so to speak, Josh. So that'll bring up their fourth down. They'll have to boot the ball away.
So Justin Wilson will be back to boot for Gallaudet. And Jabor calls for a fair catch and makes the catch at the 39-yard line. Jabor out of South Burlington, so Castleton will go on the offense for the second time. 1st and 10 at his own 39-yard line.
Literally getting the ball very close to where they started the game, Jack. A couple of yards shy of that, but let's see what Brian Grady comes out with his first play of the second series of the ball game.
Shane Brzezowski out of the shotgun. He looks to the right and throws complete coming out of the backfield. That's Cassidy. And Cassidy is knocked down at about the 46-yard line. Kelvin Dowd, a 5'11", 220-pound senior there on the tackle.
Cassidy picking up a nice 9-yard gainer right there. Well, did I say 9? What did I say? Well, he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he picked up about 6.
Okay, 6.
Cassidy, slot on the left. Actually, he was the slot back on the other side. Picked up about 6, 2nd and 4. Spartans have it at their own 46-yard line and pick up just a couple of tough yards right there, as you can see on your screen. Tyler Carpenter had 3 touchdowns in the opening victory against Anna Maria. Kevin Allen on the stop for Gallaudet, 6'2", 298-pound freshman. Back to the line of scrimmage. The 46, 3rd down and 4. Spartans have it at their own 46-yard line. Zowski's got Babineau with him. A couple of wideouts to the left and a wideout to the right. Throw near side, incomplete. He underthrew Evan Cassidy.
It wasn't hard to see what Gallaudet was doing right there, Jack. They had 8 guys in the box. They were definitely coming after the quarterback. He had to get rid of it very quickly, did Brzezowski.
So the Spartans will have to boot the football away scoreless with 11:02 to go in the first quarter. And it will be James DeVoe back to boot. Justin Wilson, number 5, is back deep for Gallaudet. And Gallaudet does have a rather strong wind at its back here in the first quarter. Low line drive. Wilson will watch it bounce inside the 15-yard line, picked up at the 12-yard line, near side, out across the 20, and runs out of bounds right around the 22-yard line. So the Bison have it 1st and 10 at its own 22-yard line.
Punt return covered about 7 yards. So the Bison will start right there at the 22-yard line. Interesting little boxing match going on here, Jack, back and forth, both 3 and outs for Castleton. Now, the Bison will take their second shot at their second series.
Do have a couple of wideouts. Number 10 is Chester Kushmiter. Jimmy Gardner is the quarterback, and here's the pitch back, and not much there. Is getting back to make the tackle and slow him down in the backfield was Bergeron. Number 25 is Philip Hayes. Bergeron out of Hartford. He returned an interception for a touchdown in the game a couple of weeks ago at Utica. Played on 2 straight state championship teams at Hartford High School. In Division I here in the state of Vermont, was a member of the Shrine team. He made the hit in the backfield. It's going to be 2nd down and about 8 for the Bison. The Bison have it at the 24-yard line. Gemelli is the lone setback. And here, the first throw of the ball game for Gardner, and it goes incomplete. He threw it behind Philip Hayes up around the 37-yard line.
So surprise, surprise, 7 plays in, and they're throwing the football, Jack. The play before that, there was a great look, if you saw it on your screen, of how deceptive the Bone offense can be. You think the first guy going through the holes got the ball, and the quarterback pitches it out to the pitch man. You don't know where the ball is sometimes. You got to be really keen to keep an eye on it.
Again, it's right behind the tackles, the 2 halfbacks, and the tailback is Mike Gemelli, number 20. Number 26 is Justin Arago. As we got a timeout for Gallaudet. So it's Arago, number 26, and number 25 is Philip Hayes. And that's a timeout. Gallaudet scoreless with 10:10 to go here in the first quarter. 3rd and 8 for the Bison at their own 24-yard line. I'm trying to figure out if the Bison in itself, is it plural? It's not Bisons, it's Bison.
Bison, but I think
So
when you
say
talk
they?
about them, when you talk about them in plural, it is the Bisons. So that's what you have to do. But if you're watching your TV screen at home, folks, or on the internet, take a look at how they call the signals from the line of scrimmage. The quarterback looks at almost everybody, and they look back at him to get audible signals and things to that effect. A very interesting offense Gallaudet brings to the football field. And they've been doing this for a very long time.
Gallaudet, the Bison, out of Washington, D.C. 1-2 on the year. The Spartans are 1-1.
Our spotter, Jeremy Jackson, just let me know that Bison is singular and plural.
It is. Okay,
Yes.
so you can say they.
Okay, thank you.
And that's
Thank
what
you
a
for clearing that
Castleton
up.
education
That's
does
why
for
you're
you,
in Castle.
too.
That's right.
Jimmy Gardner. And the fumble, they do put the ball on the ground, susceptible to turnovers, and there's one right there is number 92 on the fumble recovery, Cameron Laundrie. And the Spartans are in business, 1st and 10 at the Gallaudet 25-yard line. Cameron Laundrie on the fumble recovery, number 92, and he is out of Hartford High School as well and was a member of the Vermont Shrine football team this past year.
That right there is going to put Castleton in very good field position with the ball at the 25-yard line.
When there's a lot of deception, a lot of faking in the backfield, susceptible to the turnover. Brzezowski on the first play, fires down the middle, incomplete. Down at the 4-yard line as the pass was intended for Adam Farmer, number 86.
Again, Brzezowski off the mark with his passing. A little high. I think he's trying to put the ball in a little bit high. Let that big kid get up there and go get the football.
2nd and 10 for the Spartans. The Gallaudet 25 as the Spartans look to cash in on a fumble recovery. And a Farmer out of South Burlington. Brzezowski couldn't find him that time. Brzezowski again being hammed in. He's sacked and fumbles the football. And taking it off down the left sideline and looking to take it all the way for a touchdown for Gallaudet, number 55, Joshua Dowd out of Medina, Ohio, as he returns it some 68 yards for a touchdown, and Gallaudet leads it by a score of 6-0.
Absolutely, and to quote someone from ESPN, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down the field. Joshua did a great job. He picked up the ball and was off to the races. Nobody was going to stop that young man from pay dirt.
We have a 68-yard fumble recovery. Joshua Dowd, whose brother also is on the defensive side of the football. He took it all the way for a touchdown. Here's Wilson's boot, and he drills it, and it's 7-0 Gallaudet, 9:40 to go in the first quarter. I'm going to call that a 68-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown for Joshua Dowd of Gallaudet, and we'll wait for the official word on that at halftime. We got the official statistics, but I believe he picked it up right around the 32-yard line. So here was Castleton after a fumble recovery, all set to cash in, and it was Gallaudet returning a fumble, 68 yards for a score.
Yeah, just when you think Castle's got great field position to make something happen, they cough up the football. And the big guy, 55, Joshua Dowd, it was probably the slowest touchdown in Gallaudet history. The big lineman picking up the football and going the other way. What a nice job. We've got it on the replay here. We're going to take a peek at it. Here it is. Brzezowski goes back to pass the ball. He gets a pretty good shot. He gets hit, coughs the ball up, and then he's off to the races, the big guy, Joshua. And you can see nobody had a shot at him at all, Jack. There he is in the end zone, 6 points. And look at that. He finishes it off by diving into the corner of the end zone and flipping his body. What a nice job. Thanks for the replay there, Adam, our producer-director.
Adam Alargis, our producer. I don't know if you could catch there exactly. I believe he picked it up right around the 32-yard line. That's a long way from my view over here. I couldn't see that again myself.
Could you imagine running that far?
No.
No. There you go.
Water is the man back deep. Jabor and Cassidy are 5 yards ahead of him as the kick will go to Jabor at the 24-yard line. The youngster out of South Burlington, pretty good yardage out across the 40 to about the 41-yard line.
So Castleton should have the ball with, fairly decent field position. They haven't had a bad spot in starting a series, Jack. Average would be probably about the 40-yard line. Here they are at the 40 again.
Joshua Dowd, a 5'10", 270-pound senior, and I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, Medina, Ohio. His brother is on the other side of the football defensively. Now underneath center is Brzezowski, and the handoff straight ahead to Carpenter, and he gets a couple out to the 42-yard line. John Van Way, number 63, there on the stop for Gallaudet.
And don't tell me that there's not room for the 5'10", 270-pounders to play football at the D3 level. That kid could fly.
So 7-0 Gallaudet on the 68-yard fumble recovery, at least unofficially right now, for a touchdown. Brzezowski, after play action in the bootleg, passes complete to Carpenter coming out of the backfield into Gallaudet territory down at the Gallaudet 40-yard line. Picks up 18 and a first down. Ty Hubbard, no relation to the Gallaudet quarterback who invented the huddle, on the tackle. First and 10, Castleton.
Another rendition of that little waggle play that Coach Lucio loves to run. It takes that tight end and makes him blind out there. No one can see him. He picks up the ball rather nicely.
First and 10, Castleton down at the Gallaudet 40. And Gallaudet with a 7-0 lead with 8:30 to go in the first quarter. Shane Brzezowski out of the eye now. And the handoff to the deep back, Babineau, nothing there. He lost 5. In there to bring him down, number 40, Richard Bailey. 5'11", 245-pounder. And he's from Willingsboro, New Jersey. He's a junior. Lost 5. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Spartans.
Bailey does a nice job of breaking that front line and finding a hole and getting right to the back right away, dropping him for the 5-yard loss.
2nd and 15, the Spartans at the Gallaudet 45 out of the shotgun. Brzezowski sets up the screen, and it is complete to Babineau, and he picks up some of the yardage they just lost as he got it down to about the 46-yard line. And Tom Pangia on the tackle, 5'11", 220-pound freshman.
That's one of the bread and butter plays that this team runs, Jack. In the 2 games that we've seen them play in, they use that middle screen a lot, and they'll use those end screens a lot. They do a nice job with it.
Down to the 36-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 7. Here's Brzezowski, and he overthrows Babineau coming out of the backfield. Covered by Ty Hubbard, number 2.
Yeah, here comes the punt unit. Wasn't sure what he was going to do there.
And they're looking for field position here. James DeVoe. Well, actually, they're going to try here's Louis Robitaille, a long, against the wind field goal. They're going to mark it down at the 43-yard line. It'll be a 53-yard field goal attempt for Robitaille.
Nothing to lose here. Good job.
53-yarder against the wind. We'll see. And there's a fake. And bringing it near side and knocked out of bounds here near side around the 36-yard line. Number 11, the holder, was Mark Stan Caddy, who was also a quarterback. He's, in effect, the 3rd quarterback, maybe the number 2 quarterback, Stan Caddy, on the fake. And he runs out of bounds, chased out of bounds by John Van Way. So Gallaudet leading 7-0 with 7:07 to go in the first quarter. Takes over on downs. Boy, that was a long, I mean, I could see it. Probably you could think, well, with the wind, but that was, I believe that's against the wind. If you look at the flag going left to right as we look out, Gallaudet certainly took the wind. Play action, here's Gardner. And he throws, and it's complete in Castleton territory at the 45-yard line. Down inside the 30 and down at the 27-yard line after making the catch, Ryan Lenz. And this is a team that doesn't throw the football, but a big pass completion there. Dustin Young finally on the tackle.
Well, you can tell that Gallaudet definitely
But there's a penalty marker down. Hold the phone.
Gallaudet has definitely watched some tape against Castleton, and they're seeing some stuff in that secondary where there's some holes, and they're throwing the ball to it, which is catching everybody off guard here.
I didn't catch that. I was trying to listen in. It was a legal formation, apparently, so they negate
a 5-yard penalty.
The long pass completion.
You know, I want to go back to that fake field goal, Jack. Coach Alurcio was beside himself when that happened because the kid didn't throw the football. I think they had a play in place, and it just didn't execute it well. And when that didn't happen, obviously they turned the ball over.
It was about a 30-yard completion negated here by the penalty. 1st and 15. Gallaudet its own 31. Gardner pitches back. Arrigo has some room along the far side, and he's knocked out of bounds across the way. Right around. And here comes a penalty marker. It might have been hit out of bounds down around the Castleton 41-yard line. Jared Skleba on the tackle across the way. Might have been some extracurricular activity. On a 29-yard pickup and a personal foul against Castleton, they'll tack 15 yards on top of that.
Yeah, I wish we had that on replay. That was he made a nice form tackle on the kid. I'm not so sure how far out of bounds it was, but nonetheless, it's a 15-yard penalty.
On top of already the run by Arrigo. So 1st and 10, Gallaudet at the 29-yard line. Gardner to throw, wide open on the catch to the 5. Touchdown, Ryan Lenz. And a touchdown pass from 29 yards out from Jimmy Gardner to Ryan Lenz, and Gallaudet has a 13-0 lead.
Well, what? Jack just going to throw the pregame right out the window. Gallaudet's coming out here throwing a football, looking like they've been doing it all year long.
Well, you might remember when we had an opportunity the other morning to talk to Rich Alurcio, I did ask him if, hey, do you think they might come out and throw the football all over the place? And it's not something they've done yet, but they're actually not throwing it all over the place, but enough there. And here's the Wilson boot, and it is good. It's 14-0 Gallaudet. An 11-yard touchdown pass from Jimmy Gardner to Ryan Lenz. 29-yard touchdown pass. That made it 13-0 Gallaudet. The extra point by Wilson is 14-0 Gallaudet. 6:09 to go in the first quarter.
All right, got a little replay action here going on. I believe this is the play with the penalty on it. I wanted to get a peek at it. Oh, it's a touchdown. Okay. Nice job dropping back. He throws the football. There's nobody with him. No linebacker, no corner picked him up, and he walks into the end zone unscathed. So, defensively, Castle's got to step this thing back up and turn it up a notch, stay in this ball game.
Kevin Warner is number 23. Mike Jabor is number 8. Flanking him on the left and on the right, it is Cassidy for Castleton. Kevin Cassidy, who
electrified the crowd 3 weeks ago.
Now it's 14-0, and it's come from behind time for the Spartans. It looked like they were in great shape. They had recovered a fumble deep in Gallaudet territory, but a fumble taken all the way back the other way by Joshua Doubt, 68-yard score, and now the 29-yard pass play from Gardner to Ryan Lenz. And there's a little onside kick covered up by Castleton. Nice job there by number 40 for the Spartans, Dustin Young. That would have been a shocker there. Now Gallaudet, in effect, has given Castleton great field position.
That was pretty slick. I got to tell you, they did that the first time they kicked off. They walked up to the ball and pretended to kick it, and then when lined up, spread it out. This time they come back and they kick the ball. Castleton lucky enough to get on top of it.
1st and 10 for the Spartans. The Gallaudet 41. Brzezowski out of the shotgun, throws down the middle, and it is tipped and intercepted as it was intended for Cole. And on the interception was Tom Pangia. I'm not sure who tipped it, but Pangia picked it off. It was intended for Cole, and another Castleton turnover.
Turnovers mounting up here. They've got the big crowd on hand. Silenced does Gallaudet, as the Castleton faithful are sitting in their seats, not saying a lot.
So
Momentum definitely going with Gallaudet.
Another turnover. Gallaudet 1st and 10 at its own 12-yard line. That's Chester Kuschmeider. Wide to the right, man wide left, the flex bone. Gardner pitches it back, and some room there, out across the 25-30, far side, and finally knocked out of bounds up around the 48-yard line after the pitch to Justin Arrigo.
They're finding a lot of success on the edge, Jack, as the defensive end for the Spartans getting sucked inside, and there's no one there to pick him up on the outside. There's no linebacker out there to make that second-tier adjustment to make the tackle.
That was Tancredi on the tackle. It was a 33-yard pickup. And I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Arrigo. Play action, Gardner throws, and Lenz was open, but he overthrew him down around the 35-yard line. That was the same play that went for the touchdown.
Yeah,
Second and 10.
And again, a better pass. He's wide open, Jack. So there's some defensive adjustments that are going to need to be made here to cover these guys coming out of that backfield that are catching passes.
How many times did you say they had thrown the ball in the first 3 games?
17.
17 times.
Guess what?
Already what, 6 or 7 in this game?
7. So the averages are going way up.
Second and 10, Gallaudet, its own 44-yard line. The lone setback is number 20, Gemelli. That's the tailback out of the flex bone. And here's Arrigo. Knocked down in the backfield.
Nice play, nice job.
And it was Jacob Miter there, number 31 on the tackle. Lost about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 11 for Gallaudet, back at its own 43-yard line.
Still 5 minutes to go in the first period, Jack, and it's already 14-0. Gallaudet.
Philip Hayes. It's a slot on the right. Gardner on 3rd and long, looking to throw again. He throws near side, and he overthrows Bushmiter up around the 50-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and 11 for Gallaudet. Gallaudet 14, Castle nothing. 4:41 to go in the first quarter.
And on the obvious passing down, they do pass the football.
Number 5 is Justin Wilson, who is also the kicker. Jabor is back deep. One of the men back deep, and this will hit outside the 20 and bounce inside the 10 to the 4-yard line, as Dennis Furman was also back deep for the Spartans. He was number 4. He let it go, and great field position defensively for Gallaudet, but a great punt by Wilson. It was about a 55-yard punt, rolled it dead inside the Castleton 5-yard line. Spartans have it back at their own 3, trailing 14-0. Zowski back underneath center. They operate out of the eye. And that didn't get too much.
Trying to get their backs off the wall there. Run that ball up the middle a little bit. Get yourself some breathing room.
Calvin Doubt on the tackle. Was Carpenter on the carry. Here's Brzezowski. Pumps once in the end zone, and he is going to pick up pretty good yardage out across the 10 to about the 11-yard line.
There you go. Well, that'll give him a little breathing room, little operational room with 3rd down coming up, 3rd and long 2.
Well, there are 2 Doubts. With Josh Doubt there on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and a long 1 for Castleton at its own 12-yard line, and that should be a first down pickup there. Picked up about 3.
And I think that's what, Coach Alercio wants to do right now, Jack, is he wants to establish some offense. Get the ball on the ground. Let's churn the yards out. Let's get something going that makes sense right now.
That was LaFleur for a couple of the first down. So the Spartans do pick up the first down there. Picking up some room. Here's Carpenter. And Carpenter picks up maybe a yard. 1st and 10, Castle in its own 15 now. Second and 9, its own 16-yard line. Gallaudet with a 14-0 lead with 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Joshua Doubt playing both sides of the football in there on the tackle. Give him an extra yard there. Call it 2nd and 8. LaFleur is number 30, and he was in. Babineau now, the deep back out of the eye. Play action, Brzezowski takes it to the near side. And he picks up maybe 2 to the 19-yard line.
One thing about Brzezowski, when he takes that ball on the bootleg like that, he's always looking upfield for someone to hit. He's always looking to pass the ball, looking for a receiver. If he can't, then he will finally tuck it in and go.
Michael Halloran there on the tackle. Neil Thompson over there on the tackle, I should say. Third down and about 7 for the Spartans. The Spartans have it at their own 18-yard line. Dressed in green. Brzezowski again on the play action. Moves to the right and throws, and he overthrows Cassidy up around the 35-yard line. That was a third down play, and the Spartans will have to boot the football away. Been all Gallaudet ever since Joshua Doubt returned the fumble all the way for a touchdown, and that was right after Castleton had recovered and looked to be in great shape, great field position, and now the Spartans will have to boot the football away, and it'll be DeBow. Back inside his own 5-yard line to boot it away. And did he touch it? I think he did. Number 2 back inside his own 40. Dances up the sideline, breaks tackles. There is a penalty marker down. Bounces off a man, Furman, and inside the 20 down at the 19-yard line on the return. And there is a penalty marker down. That was Ty Hubbard, number 2. Wilson had been back there earlier, but number 2, Hubbard on the return.
Yeah, you're going to see that ball coming back.
Yeah, and you knew that it was going to be called back no matter what going against Gallaudet.
Yeah.
So block in the back, 10 yards from the point of infraction. Gallaudet has a 14-0 lead with 1:32 to go in the first quarter. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Gallaudet back at its own 42-yard line. Surprising the Spartans somewhat with a passing attack. Jimmy Gardner, number 7. Gemelli is the lone setback, the tailback, the flex ball. Number 25 is Hayes, number 26, Arrigo. 26 on the right, he's in motion. Gardner pitches back to Arrigo, sweeps to the left, looks for some room, turns the corner, gets into Castleton territory down at the Spartan 49, 48-yard line. Cody Tancredi out of Windsor there on the stop.
One of the things I'm noticing here, Jack, is they're doing a great job Gallaudet of blocking on this Bone offense. They do a nice job of getting on the edge to take down that linebacker and or that defensive end that's trying to make a play.
Picked up close to 10, and they got a call for a measurement here. Nope, they're not. It's a first down. 1st and 10 for Gallaudet, Castleton territory. Spartan 48, Gallaudet with a 14-0 lead. 1:23 to go here in the first quarter at Spartan Stadium. A crystal clear September afternoon. The beautiful foliage across the way. Nice crowd on the hill across the way and close to a full house. Arrigo off the pitch. And he has some room, 35 to the 30, and brought down at the Castleton 26-yard line. It's a 22-yard run for Arrigo, and it's a 1st and 10. Pioneers there on the tackle for Castleton as the Bison have it down at the Castleton 27-yard line. Jimmy Gardner, number 7, the southpaw quarterback's got a lens wide to the left. Again, the flex bone with a couple of slot backs. Arrigo again in motion. Again gets the pitch, looks to turn the corner, dances to the 20, is run out of bounds at around the 15-yard line or so. Picked up about 12. Cody Tancredi on the tackle. Clock stops with 37.7 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Another first down for Gallaudet.
1st and 10, Gallaudet at the Castleton 15-yard line.
Well, when you got the 14-0 lead like this, Jack, you can easily run the football at will. Take your time, turn up the clock, just keep running the football, and Gallaudet's got a heck of a running game.
Cole Johnson is in. A slot on the left he will be. Actually, he'll come to the right side. He's number 22, and number 25 is Phil Hayes. He's the slot back on the left, and he's in motion. Now Gardner, just like the wishbone, as you can see there, thanks to the tailback and knocked down at the Castleton 11 or 12-yard line by Dustin Young. That's the final play of the first quarter. We've played one here at Spartan Stadium. When we come back, it'll be 2nd and 6 for Gallaudet at the Castleton 11-yard line. After one, our score, Gallaudet 14, Castleton nothing. And we'll be back after this word from Castleton State College.
Why did I choose Castleton?
Castleton is big enough, so there's a lot to do. It's small enough so I can really get involved.
Sports.
Theater and music.
Radio and TV.
Internships and community service. There's a real sense of community.
And the improvements on campus mean more opportunities.
And Castleton is in Vermont.
That means hiking, biking, skiing, and riding.
Visit castleton.edu to learn more about Castleton.
Castleton look a little bit silly out there defensively. They're not really doing a great job of picking up who's got the ball and exactly where the ball is. Gallaudet's pretty much having their way with Castleton's defense right now.
Here's Justin Wilson in to attempt the extra point. And the kick this time against the wind, good, 21-0 Gallaudet. As Gallaudet really impressive here in the early going. We mentioned that Cole Johnson was the starter as the left slot, and he took it in that time. We were just talking about him as we were talking about how Arago was also seeing some action and was very impressive. And Johnson takes it in from 12 yards out, 21-0 Gallaudet.
And if you look across the way, I think Gallaudet's a little bit surprised that this game has gone to this level as well. And they're, you know, when they score, they're very excited about it. Not that they wouldn't get excited about it anyway, but it really has the appearance that they're a little bit in awe that they're up by 3 touchdowns right now over the Spartans.
Tom Healey from the Rutland Herald will be Chris's guest. We will take a listen to the band for a little bit at halftime as well.
Oh, yes, we will.
Gallaudet, the Bison, out of Washington, D.C. Very impressive with a 21-0 lead. The good news for Castleton is that there's a long way to go in this game with that passing attack. And, you know, it all changed. It looked like Castleton was going to get the momentum. Had the momentum. 1st and 10 in Gallaudet territory, but then the fumble and the return all the way, 68 yards by Joshua Dowd. Played both sides of the football.
That changed the whole complexion.
Beautiful day in the foliage here. Gallaudet in white with the blue numerals. Gallaudet came to town on Thursday night from Washington, D.C. about a 10-hour bus trip, something like that. And the Spartans fumble the kickoff, and they do pick it up at the 44-yard line as the ball came along the ground, and there is a penalty marker down and some extracurricular activity apparently.
A little bit of frustration, perhaps, Jack.
So a personal foul against Gallaudet, 15-yard penalty will give Castleton a first down in Gallaudet territory. So the Spartans will have it 1st and 10. This is a golden opportunity to try to come back into the ball game. 21-0 Gallaudet, 14:48 to go in the first half. Spartans have it 1st and 10 at the Gallaudet 42. Zowski throws it left side, complete to Cassidy in space. Cassidy to the 30, breaks a tackle, and down at the Gallaudet 28-yard line, a 14-yard pickup. Brzezowski to Cassidy, and Pangia on the tackle.
Nice job, little swing pass out to the left-hand side of the quarterback. Did a great job of picking up 15 yards and a first down.
Spartans quickly line it up, 1st and 10. It's certainly a quick strike offense, 1st and 10 at the Gallaudet 27. Brzezowski looking, and he throws it underneath, complete again to Cassidy. Cassidy breaking a tackle at the 15, what a move, and down at the 12-yard line, picked up another 15. Brzezowski to Cassidy underneath, and Castleton quickly coming back, looking to get on the board. Richard Bailey on the tackle.
And as I look out there, Jack, I think what you're seeing is Castleton is starting to show some patience with the football. Take your time. I'm sure Coach got to him and said, look, guys, this is long from over. Take your time. We're going to get there.
1st and 10, Spartans with trips left. A couple of wideouts to the right. Empty backfield, Brzezowski. Spartans have it at the 12-yard line. Pass is complete to Cole, and Cole is awfully close. The youngster out of Otter Valley, Florence Vermont in Otter Valley, and he's down at the 1-yard line. Picks up 11. It's a first down, 1st and goal for Castleton. Olson on the tackle.
Whose mom we might know quite well, by the way.
We'll say hi to Heidi Cole, who we see every day over at the campus center.
Nice lady.
1st and goal.
Timeout.
Spartans have it at the 1-yard line. Gallaudet with a timeout. Gallaudet's second timeout. Jack Healey, Chris Thayer, Jeremy Jackson, Adam Largess, Mike Valentine, Lindsay and Katie are the camera people here at a beautiful September afternoon with the foliage across the way, and another full house here at Spartan Stadium.
I'm going to tell you, look across the way there. It's beautiful right now, but when we finally get back to a home game 4 weeks from now, that'll be gone.
Yes, it will be.
The leaves will be on the ground. But
the trees will still be up.
The trees will be there.
Which is good.
The foliage will be history, and it'll be a little colder. But that's okay. We're going to come back and play some football later on.
Gallaudet with a 21-0 lead with 13:39 to go in the half. A 68-yard fumble recovery for a score by Joshua Dowd. Jimmy Gardner, a 29-yard touchdown pass to Ryan Lenz for another score for Gallaudet. A 12-yard touchdown run for Cole Johnson, who was original starter, but Arago had done most of the work from the left slot position for Gallaudet. Johnson took it in from 12 yards out. All 3 extra points by Justin Wilson. But Castleton now 1st and goal to the Gallaudet 1. Back in the eye. And Carpenter on the call, and he squeezes in for the touchdown, and Castleton is on the board.
Finally, Jack, the Castleton faithful gets something really good to cheer about. 6 points for the Spartans.
Number 39, Tyler Carpenter, taking it over from a yard out. It's 21-6 Gallaudet. Here is Louis Robitaille in to attempt the extra point. And the snap down. And the kick is no good. So Robitaille misses on the extra point. It's 21-6 Gallaudet with 13:33 to go in the first half.
I think that's his first miss all year on a PAT, Jack. Very uncharacteristic of the young man to miss a PAT like that. Of course, when you got a coach like Steve Wolf, he expects the best, and Steve will be working on that with him a little later on, I'm sure, in practice next week. But 21-6 your score, 13:33 to go, as you said in the half, and you know, I think you saw a little bit of a patient offense there that the coaching staff went to these kids at Castleton and said, look, you guys need to relax, take your time, and things will happen for you. But in the beginning, they might have been pushing it a little bit. The passes weren't crisp, the running wasn't the best, and now that we've got ourselves back into the ball game, so to speak, we can handle this. So let's just take our time and make things happen.
Of course, a big personal foul against Gallaudet after the kickoff. Castleton was able to recover after the kickoff actually was fumbled, and the 15-yard penalty against Gallaudet. That is officially, it was a 68-yard fumble recovery for touchdown by Joshua Dowd. And Ryan Lenz, the 29-yard touchdown pass. Officially, they say Cole Johnson's run was officially 11 yards, but we gave the 12 yards there. Back at the 11-yard line. Oh, how do you like that for a little bit of razzle-dazzle? Where is the football? Near side, and getting his way out across the 30 to about the 35-yard line on the return. Number 25, Philip Hayes. Now, when have you ever seen that?
That's pretty good.
I don't know whether I've ever seen that before in my life. We got some statistics you could pass along here early going second quarter.
That was pretty nifty, Jack. Yeah, well, probably won't see that one again either.
Unless we can, I don't know if we'll have an opportunity on a replay or not, but Gardner underneath center, 1st and 10, Gallaudet at its own 30. And here's the pitch back to Johnson, and Johnson has some room going back against the grain, and he is knocked down at the 45-yard line by Brandon Bergeron. And that picked up 15, and a Gallaudet first down. Old Johnson, 6 foot, 183-pounder. Johnson, who had the touchdown from officially now 11 yards out. We got some statistics, Chris, if you could pass along.
Yeah, so absolutely, Jack. Gallaudet rushing is just scary. The Arago kid with 102 net total yards in the game to this point, he's just taking the thing over as long as it's 33.
1st and 10 for Gallaudet, its own 45. The pitch back to Hayes, sweeps to the right. 40, breaking tackles inside the 35 and down at the 34-yard line. That time it was number 25, Philip Hayes. Down at the Castleton 33-yard line. Tackle made by Cody Tancredi.
First down department, Gallaudet's got 9 to Castleton 6 thus far in the game.
On a 22-yard pickup there for Hayes. They do it all over the place. And here come the Bison again. 1st and 10, Castleton 33. And Gardner is to Gemelli right up the middle. And he bowls his way down to the 11-yard line. That's Mike Gemelli, the big tailback. Low man in the backfield. Bergeron on the tackle. Down at the 11-yard line. Picked up 22 and a Gallaudet first down. 1st and 10. Now Castleton 11.
We're going to take a look at that kickoff again, Jack. Here comes the razzle-dazzle. And I'll tell you what, you won't see this very often. This is very old school football. What a great job they did with this. And really, really nice. Nice job by Gallaudet.
Gallaudet at the Castleton 11-yard line. Again out of the flex bone. Here's Gardner. Great deception. He's in for the touchdown. Jimmy Gardner from 11 yards out. And Gallaudet has taken a 27-6 lead with 11:39 to go in the first half. The keeper for Jimmy Gardner.
Basically took the ball up the gut, Jack. One Castleton defender did get a hand on him, but it wasn't enough to bring him down, as he is, as I said before, their #1 rusher in the season so far. 6 points for him. Gallaudet's answer is 6 points to the Castleton touchdown.
And here is Wilson in to attempt the extra point. Is Gallaudet impressive on that drive. And Wilson bangs it home. And Gallaudet has a 28-6 lead. 4 plays. Gallaudet coming right back to answer the Castleton touchdown. An 11-yard quarterback keeper for Jimmy Gardner.
And to say impressive as far as the Gallaudet offense is concerned is an understatement. This offense is a well-oiled machine. They do a great job of going up and down a football field. The deception game they play is second to anybody I've ever seen. They're doing a nice job of fooling these Castleton Spartan defenders as to where the football actually is.
And again, the good news for Castleton is there is a lot of time left. I got to tell you, I thought that this might be a low-scoring ball game. It does. Certainly it's 28-6 Gallaudet with most of the second quarter left.
Yeah, 11:39 to go, and it's like you said, I thought we were going to see a shootout of some kind, but obviously Gallaudet's got other ideas.
Opposite for me then, huh?
Yeah, a little opposite. I really thought we were going to see a high-scoring affair both sides of the football.
Well, it still might be.
It still could be.
It already is for Gallaudet, putting 28 on the board with 11:39 to go in the half. Warner is the deep man. with Jabor and Cassidy flanking him up about 5 yards. Here's the Wilson kick, line drive, and a hop to the 29-yard line. And taking his way across the 40, has some room, knocked out of bounds across the way for Castleton on the return, number 21. Zach Racinatt, he's out of St. Johnsbury. I remember seeing him play a couple of times last year for the Hilltoppers. Zach Racinatt, up man.
Vermont diversity with the coaching staff from Vermont, from the Castleton Spartans here, going all over the state to pick up players.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Spartans. The Spartans have it at their own 45-yard line. And they're back in the eye. The up back is Carpenter, number 39, and 44 is Babineau. Brzezowski, number 10. Throws, and it is complete inside the Gallaudet 40. Caught coming over the middle by number 86, Adam Farmer. Ty Hubbard on the tackle. Adam Farmer coming right out of the, Adam Farmer coming right across the middle on the
From
catch.
the tight end spot, right, Jack?
Yeah, the tight end spot.
Yeah.
He's out of South Burlington. Picked up about 17 in the first down. Here's Cassidy now on the wide receiver reverse, looking to turn the corner. Managed to do it for about 4 yards. Let's see where they're going to say he went out of bounds. Maybe not as much as it looked initially. Picked up maybe a yard when it was all said and done. Let's see where they're going to say he went out. Actually, about a yard. Martin Bloomquist on the tackle for Gallaudet. Going to mark it at the 36-yard line. Picked up about 2 when it was all said and done. 2nd and 8. The Spartans 28-6. Gallaudet with 10:30 to go here in the first half of a beautiful day here at Spartan Stadium in Castleton with a beautiful foliage across the way. Brzezowski out of the shotgun. Handoff. Carpenter has got some room, and Carpenter smashes his way down to the 27-yard line. Josh Dowd on the tackle.
Should be enough for the first down, it looks like, from here.
It does
anyway.
look like a first down as Castleton looking to come right back here. Needed 8, picked up about 9.
Yeah, that'll move the chains.
1st and 10 for the Spartans down at the Bison 27-yard line. Spartans in green.
The best thing the Spartans can do right now is get in the end zone. Answer Gallaudet.
Brzezowski on the handoff to Carpenter, and Carpenter has some room. He took it to the left and back against the grain. Knocked down at the 16, picks up 11. Another Spartan first down. Martin Bloomquist on the stop for Gallaudet.
Yeah, one of the nice things we're seeing right here is that Castleton is coming. They're not folding up the 10 anytime soon.
1st and 10 for the Spartans. The green jerseys, white numerals, Jabor and Cassidy wide to the right. Carpenter's number 39. He's the up back out of the eye. And the deep back, it is Babineau. Babineau, number 44, gets the call. Wraps up the football with both hands and smashes his way down to about the 13. Picks up about 3. As on the tackle was Kevin Allen. And Joe Ofadial actually on the tackle. Ofadial's a freshman, 6'3". Spartans have it 2nd and 7 at the Gallaudet 13. Brzezowski looking, being chased, back against the grain, looking for room. And he is going to be sacked. Lost about 2 when it was all said and done back in the 15.
Naked bootleg back to this right-hand side. Nothing there. He had to tuck the ball in and try to make something out of it himself.
Joe Kennard on the tackle. 3rd down and 9 for the Spartans at the Gallaudet 15-yard line. Gallaudet with a 28-6 lead. 8:38 to go here in the half. Trips left and a couple of wideouts to the right. A little high on the snap. Brzezowski pumps once. And he throws underneath, and nothing there. Babineau knocked down at the 15. That's Josh Dowd again. He has been a thorn in the side of the Spartans all day since that fumble recovery, and he
certainly
made the tackle there. It'll be 4th down.
He's as big as a house, and he plays like a linebacker possessed, but he's a lineman.
Stancati is the holder, and here comes Louis Robitaille in to attempt a field goal. Now, they had a fake one earlier from 53 yards out. This one will be a 32-yard attempt. They'll mark it at the 22. Angle to the left with the wind. And the kick is up, and it is good. A 32-yard Field goal for Louis Robitaille. And it's Gallaudet 28, Castleton 9. 7:51 to go in the half.
Yeah, he did a nice job of sneaking it right inside that right-hand pole to get 3 points, giving the Spartans a 9 for the afternoon with 7:51 to go, as you said, Jack. And, you know, hey, Castleton's doing a good job of playing football right now. Even you're down 28 to 6 at the time. You got to give the kids a lot of credit because they're not giving up. Yeah, the Gallaudet offense is a well-oiled machine, and they're making the defense look a little silly at times, but they're still coming with the football, trying to make things happen offensively, trying to get the ball down the football field.
So for the flex bone, of course, one of the touchdowns was defensively. We mentioned Josh Doubt, the 68-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown, and another one came in the air, a 29-yard touchdown pass for Gallaudet, as Jimmy Gardner found Ryan Lenz on a 29-yard scoring pass. So the other touchdown on an 11-yard run and a 11-yard run. Matter of fact, a pair of 11-yard runs for touchdowns. One included the quarterback. I get the feeling that Castleton might feel pretty good about being able to put points on the board. The question is whether the Castleton defensive unit can stop this multifaceted Gallaudet offense, the flex bone. 28-9 Gallaudet, 7:51 to go here in the half. Here's Robitaille. Hayes is number 25 back deep. And also Hubbard. Hubbard picks it up on a hop at the 20-yard line. Hubbard stutter steps out across the 30, knocked down at the 32. The Spartans have that one pretty well covered on the special teams. Brian Ayers on the tackle, 6', 205-pounder for the Spartans. Ayers is out of East Nassau. I think it's East Nassau, New York. I just put East Nassau down there. I'll look that up again here. No, it actually says East Nassau, Vermont. I'm not sure where that is. Gardner on the keeper after the fake. Has space out there all the way in Castleton territory and finally hauled down at the Castleton 26-yard line. My goodness. Finally brought down by Cody Tancredi. He was all by himself once he was out in the open. It was about a 43-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for Gallaudet, the Castleton 26-yard line. Gardner on the handoff straight ahead, Gemelli. And the Spartans just have no answers for this offense right now.
The way this thing is going, Gallaudet's going to have 300 yards of offense in the first half alone.
That was Ron Peterson on the tackle. Picked up about 8. 2nd and 2 for Gallaudet, the Castleton 18-yard line. Gardner's number 7, quite a quarterback here. Number 10 on the slot on the left. Actually, it's Kushmeider who's off the line of scrimmage. The slot on the right, wide out to the right, wide out to the left. And here's Kushmeider on the pitch as he sweeps to the right. Has the first down at the 14-yard line. Kushmeider, he was lined up as a slot back. The tackle made by Jacob Miter. You guys heard of East Nassau, Vermont, or is that a misprint? I want to say New York, but
we've got to get on the internet and find where that is.
So it's 1st and 10. The Bison have it at the Spartan 15. Bison out in front, 28-9 with 6:10 to go in the half. Number 20 is Gemelli. He's the tailback out of the flex bone. Got a couple of slots and a man in motion. That's Hayes. Gets the pitch. Looks to turn the corner. Does. Penalty marker down. Gets down to about the 5. Bergeron on the tackle. And Cody Tancredi over there as well from a couple of players over near the Connecticut River Valley, where they're from. Tancredi from Windsor and Bergeron from Hartford, and we'll see what the penalty marker's all about.
It's in that area of holding, Jack. I think that's going to come back 10. These are holding. Yeah, okay, there it is.
There's a holding called against Gallaudet, 10 yards from the point of infraction. Gallaudet with a 28-9 lead over Castleton here on homecoming day. Here on the Northeast Sports Network. PEGTV in the Rutland area on Channel 20. Michael Valentine and the gang and Chris McCormick.
That's the educational channel, by the way.
And we're getting an education here,
yes,
you
we
and
are.
I.
Gallaudet offense and how good it is.
It's really an education of Nassau is located in Vermont instead of New York.
We got to find out where that is.
And we knew about bison being singular and plural.
Yes,
did not know that.
It's like deer. You don't say deers, you say deer.
That's true. That's right.
Thank you, Jeremy. You're the man.
Jeremy Jackson, a student at Castleton, giving us the lesson here on the educational channel.
Try to teach a couple of old dogs.
First and 20 for Gallaudet at the Castleton 25-yard line. There's Gallaudet in white with the gold helmets going right to left out of Washington, D.C. Same offense that's used by the military academies, including the Naval Academy. Here's the pitch to Hayes. And Hayes, wow, look at him go inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line. Picked up 14. Philip Hayes, a sophomore, tackled by Dustin Young.
Doesn't matter what this Gallaudet Bison offense does. It just always comes up gold. They're big chunks of yardage every time they touch the football.
Number 11 wide to the left is Ryan Lenz. You can call them wing backs, but they're called slot backs out of the flex bone. And Gemelli is the tailback, the lone setback behind Gardner on 2nd down and 8. And here is Gardner. That looks like a broken play all along as the penalty marker's down and might be motion against Gallaudet.
Yeah,
but, Gardner thinks it's going the other way. We'll see here.
It looks like there was movement in that interior line.
It is movement, illegal
start.
procedure against Gallaudet.
Yeah.
Gallaudet will get the second half kickoff. Castleton won the toss at the beginning of the game. They mark it back to the 17-yard line. 2nd down and 12 for the Bison of Gallaudet down at the Castleton 17. Gallaudet with a 28-9 lead. Gallaudet, the Bison out of Washington, D.C. Set back and the two slot backs on the left and the right. Some people would call them wing backs too. Here's Gardner on the deception. Gardner to the 5. Gardner plunges ahead to the 2-yard line.
Fakes
up 15.
Yeah, fakes that inside handoff and just takes the ball up the gut himself and picks up 15 yards, like you said, Jack. First down and goal now.
Yep, it did pick up a first down. First and goal. At the Castleton 2. Jimmy Gardner out of St. Augustine, Florida, number 7. Very impressed by the young quarterback. Hayes in motion. There's the pitch to Hayes, and he's going to trot into the end zone for the touchdown. And Gallaudet's got another one on the board. 2-yard touchdown run for Philip Hayes. It's Gallaudet 34, Castleton 9. 3:58 to go first half. And here's Wilson in to attempt the extra point. And he bangs it home. It's Gallaudet 35 and Castleton 9. 3:58 to go in the first half.
Boy, that's right, Jack. I wish I had words to describe this offense. It's a well-oiled machine. That's all I can really say. They do a great job of that deception game with the bone offense. They just keep coming at you from both sides of the field. They can go left with it. They can go right with it. It doesn't matter. And Castleton's having a real difficult time defensively picking up what's going on in front of them. And therefore, 35 points on the board right now.
It's funny. It's certainly not funny from the Castleton point of view, and I don't mean this funny ha-ha, but more ironically, as we talked to Rich Alercio after the Utica game, and of course a game that we did not do, Utica won at 62-10, and we talked about how routes have a tendency to snowball a little bit. Not to say that there isn't a lot of time left, and there is, with 3:58 to go in the half. But Castleton actually was in control, 1st and 10 in Gallaudet territory at the 25-yard line in a scoreless game. And the whole momentum changed on that fumble recovery for a touchdown.
It turned the whole thing around. What it did was it took the air out of the Castleton sail and gave it right to the Bison, and they're just doing a great job of taking the ball right down the throats of Castleton right now.
Warner and Jabor back deep. Here's the Wilson kick. Gallaudet out in front, 35-9. And it's off the leg of Warner. He's going to chase it down, and it could have been disaster for the Spartans. It's going to be Spartans football at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10.
Sometimes when you have those situations where your defense isn't playing that well, and you're giving up points, and you're giving up big chunks of yardage like that right there, a little miscommunication on the kickoff, a little fumble, have to jump on top of the ball, you don't get any chance to make anything happen. So it goes around. It goes around the whole team, and everybody feels the pain of what's going on around them.
Shane Brzezowski now, of course, Castleton with the open offense here, the spread offense operating out of the shotgun, certainly has big play capabilities. This is Carpenter on the draw out across the 30 to the 32. Picks up about 5, 2nd and 5 for the Spartans. Spartans have all their timeouts remaining. And Joe Ofadial, a freshman, 6'3", 300 pounds on the stop for the Bison. A pickup of about 4. We'll call it 2nd and 6 for the Spartans. Spartans have it at their own 32-yard line. Shane Brzezowski again out of the shotgun. One set back in motion at number 15 is Cassidy. And the inside handoff, Carpenter, and big chunks of yardage all the way to the Gallaudet 49-yard line. A 19-yard pickup by Tyler Carpenter, who's got the Castleton touchdown in this game from a yard out.
Well, he was a workhorse in game 1, as you remember, Jack, and nice pickup right there by the young man.
2:52 left here in the first half. 35-9 Gallaudet. Spartans have it 1st and 10. The Bison 49. And Carpenter again. Talk about the big play capabilities, but the bread and butter man, Tyler Carpenter, pretty good yardage there. About 5 to the Bison 44. They'll mark it at the 45. Give them 4. 2nd and 6 for the Spartans.
Yeah, and it's that Spartan offense, taking their time, working the ball up the field, getting the right play in from the sideline, as you just saw right there. They're taking their time putting the play in. Want to make sure everything's on the same page.
Cassidy wide to the left. Jabor is wide right along with Cole, and that's Cassidy in motion. Play action, Brzezowski. Steps back, then steps up. Throws it long. Wide open, Jabor, touchdown! A 45-yard touchdown pass from Shane Brzezowski to Mike Jabor. As the Spartans again on the board. Gallaudet now leads at 35-15. 2:07 to go first half.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 as Brzezowski staying out there. Looks like they're going to go look for a pair here. Trying to keep themselves in this ball game at the 2:07 mark of the quarter.
Jabor out of South Burlington. So the Spartans go for 2. Jabor was wide open. Nicely thrown pass by Brzezowski. And Brzezowski knocked down. Tried to go to Warner, coming back the other way, so the try for 2. No good. Was it in there for Gallaudet to knock him down, I believe? No, catch that? I'm not
going to
sure.
take a look at that touchdown on the replay here. As we said, the offense being very patient, making sure the right play is in there. They saw something. Nice job by Brzezowski stepping up to pass that ball, and beautiful, beautiful passing catch for the 6 points. What a nice play by Castleton, keeping themselves somewhat in this football game. We're just down 20 now.
And of course, a couple of carries, very patient at Carpenter. Try for 2, no good. So Spartans have a couple of touchdowns and a field goal, and Gallaudet with a 35-15 lead with 2:07 to go in the half. As I mentioned before, I'm not so sure offense is the problem for Castleton. It's in this particular game, it's stopping that multiple offense.
That very potent offense of Gallaudet.
They call it the flex bone, similar to the wishbone. Hubbard is back deep along with Hayes for the Bison, who will get the second half kickoff.
I don't see a lot of flex in it at all. I see a lot of power in that bush bone, flex bone, whatever you want to call it, offense.
Used by the Naval Academy in close proximity to Washington, D.C., where Gallaudet is located. And here's Robitaille's boot. And it is a live ball, a hop to Hubbard at the 26-yard line. Hubbard looking for room as he takes it to the right. And he's hemmed in down at the 39-yard line.
Looks like he dropped it. Well, we got a flag, a late flag coming in there.
Yeah, there is a late flag. We'll see what this is all about.
Well,
Ty Hubbard out of Greenville, Texas, number 2.
Looks like he dropped the ball and one of his guys picked it up. And we got a holding call,
Yeah.
a very late flag.
Yeah, actually a block in the back.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Maybe you can pick that up from the referee. I don't believe we had that for the first time, did we?
No, and it looked like what happened was the play happened and the referee wasn't exactly sure whether he wanted to call it or not, whether it was an actual penalty, and then he threw the flag late.
So Gallaudet will have it back at its own 21-yard line, 1st and 10, the block in the back. Jimmy Gardner is the quarterback, 6 foot, 175-pound senior. Again, the flex bone, they call it. And here is the pitch, and a hard hit there. And then, did he cough it up or it never went down?
Never went down.
That was
26.
Arago.
Yeah, he never went down, and he just kept going forward. They gave him the extra yardage.
You know, it's the depth of Arago and Hayes, but we've seen Cole Johnson, who, at least on the depth chart, Johnson was the starting slot back, and Arago was second on the depth chart. Or are they going to mark it here? What is the discussion all about here with 1:45 to go in the half? Picked up about 4. Out to the Gallaudet 25-yard line. Second down and 6. The coach is Ed Hoddle. He's in his 5th year at Gallaudet.
A lot of discussion out here.
I'm not exactly sure what it's all about.
No. No one can really.
You can see, as people know, certainly now, the Gallaudet School for the Deaf, University, hard of hearing, and you can see the
Sign language
at times.
And a lot of it.
Heard about the drum for signals. There is a drum across the way, and
have they used it?
I don't know.
It's over there. I don't
it's
see them
not
using
exactly at the side.
Certainly haven't needed it.
It is. I didn't hear what the referee had to say there, but second down, about 4. Gallaudet has it at its own 26-yard line. That's Hayes in motion. Hayes gets the call. Hayes gets a nice block. Hayes to the 50, turns it in, 45 to the 40, down at the Castleton 37-yard line. Philip Hayes
putting on a clinic.
By Cody Tancredi.
This offense is putting on a clinic, Jack. Wow.
That's a 39-yard run for Hayes. My goodness, they are very impressive. I am impressed. 1st and 10 at the Castleton 36. Here's the pitch back, and again, it's Arago on the call after the pitch down at the 26-yard line. Ron Peterson, number 65 on the tackle. The Castleton player has been shaken up. Dan Gardner. And we'll wait here. The injury timeout as Gardner has been shaken up. Number 9. You're down below. Tom Healey from the Rutland Herald will be Chris Thayer's guest here at halftime. And we'll also be listening in to the Castleton band. Full house. The crowd pretty much what it was a couple of weeks ago for the first game at Castleton history. Today is homecoming day, and Castleton's 2 for 2 in the weather department, too.
Yeah, well, you know, I think this crowd might be a little bit in shock as to what they saw in week 1 as to today, you know, translated to today. And, you know, this Gallaudet offense has done a great job of just running the football right down the throats of Castleton, and you didn't see that in week 1, and the fans weren't quite ready for that.
Castleton defensively has had no answers for the Gallaudet offense is Gardner. Dan Gardner is being helped off the field, number 9. Dan Gardner from Susanville, California. Jared Skleba is into the ball game for Freehold, New York. Number 2, number 3 is all. Number 3 might have be in there in his place. Number 3 is Vincent Barber. Second and 1, Gallaudet, the Castleton 27. Gardner's pitch back, and it is Johnson who goes way back to pick it up, and he's run down and lost yardage all the way back to the 37. Lost about 10. And number 84 there on the tackle for Castleton. Or was it 85? Was it 84? Just try to third down and 11 as the inside handoff to Gemelli with 30 seconds to go. And Gallaudet calls for a timeout and picked up yardage down to the 30-yard line. So it'll be fourth down coming up for Gallaudet at the Castleton 30 with 27.7 seconds to go in the half. 35-15, Gallaudet out in front. Who made that play, Jeremy, defensively before? Wanted to double check. I thought it was number 84 for Castleton. Yeah, it was Adam Sheequin.
Adam Sheequin.
Yeah, that's who made the play. I wanted to get back to that, but Gallaudet's third timeout. So Gallaudet with 27.7 seconds to go in the half. Gallaudet out in front 35-15. Gallaudet will have the kickoff to begin the second half. It's fourth down and 4, and the ball at the Castleton 30-yard line. Jimmy Gardner out of the flex bone. It's Johnson in motion. The toss to Johnson. And he steps it inside the 25, down at the 20-yard line. Penalty marker down. 19 seconds left in the half. Clock stops. And picked up 10 and a first down. We'll see what the penalty marker's all about.
Holding.
It is holding against Gallaudet. And, of course, that picked up a first down, so they'll repeat fourth down here. They'll have it fourth down about 25 as Dustin Young on the tackle. I beg your pardon. I was looking at it from the line of scrimmage. It's from the point of infraction. It'll be fourth down and about 5 for Gallaudet at the Castleton 31-yard line. Again, it's 10 yards from the point of infraction, not from the line of scrimmage. So the clock running. This should be the final play of the first half. Jimmy Gardner has Johnson in motion. Play action. Gardner throws, and it is caught, but down at the 1-yard line with 2.7 seconds to go in the half. It was caught by number 10, Chester Kushmiter, and they have to run up quickly to the line of scrimmage, and then they spike the football here as Gardner is quickly motioning to the sideline. It'll be first and goal at the 2-yard line. They do stop the clock for the chain. First and goal for Gallaudet at the 2-yard line. Wide open, Chester Kushmiter. Now he can spike the football, I would assume, if
Someone's got a timeout here.
no, actually time.
No.
Well, let's see.
Somebody called a timeout.
Somebody called a timeout.
Oh, wait a minute. Roughing the passer? He's showing a penalty.
Yep. It is a roughing the passer penalty. That's what stopped the clock, even though the pass was complete.
Yeah, but you're going to take the play, right?
Well, the thing is, if you take the play, the clock runs.
The clock would run. Okay, yes, it would run out on you.
You can't
okay, so that ball.
end a half or a game on a defensive penalty.
But they're taking the ball where the play ended, so I'm a little confused here.
You're right, because the line of scrimmage was, what, the 31?
Right, so a penalty would be 15 yards. And the
Well,
ball
maybe they are taking the play.
So someone must have called a timeout to stop this clock.
Now, that would not be half the distance to the goal. I mean, if it is, it'd be at the 16. They took the play.
Right, they took the play.
And they are going to mark it at the 2-yard line. So first and goal, Gallaudet, the Castleton 2. This will be the final play of the half. Gardner, the quarterback. Gardner now will keep, and did he get in? Gallaudet thinks he did, but no indication from the official here. Did Gardner get in or not? And no, he did not. They stopped him shy of the goal line.
Yep, they did.
And a big defensive play by Castleton. We'll see if we can see that again.
Hopefully
here.
We're down on it. Let me take a look at it here.
And so that's the end of the first half. Well, that's the end of the half, and as we wait see if we can see that again. I'm not sure who made the play defensively for Castleton. I kept my eye on the referee. Gallaudet certainly thought it had a touchdown. Gallaudet will get the second half kickoff here on homecoming day. We played a half here at Spartan Stadium at halftime. Our score, Gallaudet 35 and Castleton 15. And let's see, we'll take a look again at that final play of the half. Do we have it?
That's it right there. Okay, here's the play. He took it up the middle, found a seam, but not tight enough in there. Just looks like he's dropped just short of the line, Jack. So good call by the official to not give him the touchdown. Therefore, the clock runs out, and as does the half.
All right, we'll run by the scoring and the statistics here at halftime in just a couple of minutes. We'll take a look at the Castleton marching band for a few minutes before Tom Healey talks to Chris Thayer. It's 35-15, Gallaudet leading Castleton at halftime.
Absolutely, and what a half of football we've seen thus far, Jack. And Castleton on their heels a little bit, down 35-15, but offensively, I think they're still there. They're still in the ball game, and you know they don't get the Gallaudet gets the second half kickoff, and Castleton's just got to keep their composure and do the best they can to keep themselves going in a forward motion. And I believe now we're going to watch a little bit of the band, the newly formed Spartan Marching Band on the field right here at Spartan Stadium.
a number that has been performed by giants of jazz such as Herbie Hancock, Dexter Gordon, and Miles Davis. Today we have a new twist to the classic jazz standard. This is Watermelon Man.
Castleton marching band down below. It's 35-15. Gallaudet is out in front over Castleton here at halftime. Tom Healey from the Rutland Herald will be on board with us here in just a couple of minutes as Jack Healey on board with Chris Thayer. I just want to recap the scoring. I did get a confirmation at the end of the half. It was roughing the passer, and it was half the distance to the goal line, but it's tacked on at the end of the play. So it's the play and the penalty. That's why it was down at the 2-yard line there at the end. It was tacked on at the end of the play. The Castleton band here on homecoming day at Spartan Stadium. Gallaudet a 35-15 lead over Castleton at halftime. Gallaudet got on the board with 9:40 to go in the first quarter. Castleton had it 1st and 10. In pretty good shape in Gallaudet territory, but Josh Doubt picked up a fumble, returned it 68 yards for a touchdown for the Bison to put the Bison up 6-0. Justin Wilson the extra point, and that put Gallaudet up 7-0. Gallaudet would score again with 6:09 to go in the first quarter. It would be a 29-yard touchdown pass from Jimmy Gardner to Ryan Lenz. Justin Wilson the kick as Gallaudet went up 14-0. That was the score after a quarter. In the second quarter, 14:53 to go in the half. Gallaudet would score again, an 11-yard touchdown run for Cole Johnson, and that would put the Bison up 20-0. Wilson the kick to put the Bison up 21-0. 13:33 to go in the half. Castleton on the board. 1-yard touchdown run for Tyler Carpenter. The try for the extra point, no good. It was 21-6 Gallaudet. With 11:39 to go in the half. Gallaudet's brilliant quarterback, Jimmy Gardner, a quarterback keeper from 11 yards out. And that would put Gallaudet up 27-6. Justin Wilson the kick. That would put the Bison up 28-6. And then the Spartans would get on the board again with 7:51 to go in the half. Louis Robitaille officially now a 31-yard field goal. That would make it 28-9 Gallaudet. Gallaudet would score with 3:58 to go in the half. Philip Hayes, a 2-yard touchdown run to make it 35-9 after Justin Wilson's kick. The touchdown made it 34-9. After the kick, it made it 35-9. And then with 2:07 to go in the half, it would be Castleton on the board, a 45-yard touchdown pass from Shane Brzezowski to Mike Jabor. That would cut the lead to 35-15. The try for 2, no good. And that's where we stand right now at halftime. Gallaudet 35, Castleton 15. Gallaudet will get the second half kickoff again to confirm. We checked it out at the end of the first half. Again, you cannot end a half or a game on a defensive penalty. It was roughing the passer, and it was tacked on at the end of the run, and that is why it was half the distance to the goal line there. That's why the clock stopped at that point. Castleton might have called a timeout at that particular point. As it turned out, Jimmy Gardner was turned away, or Gallaudet would have had at least a 41-15 lead, but it's 35-15 here at halftime. And Tom Healey in to talk to Chris Thayer here on our halftime show. Tom Healey from the Rutland Herald.
And we will welcome Tom Healey into the booth here with us right now. A little segment we like to call Healey's Comments, and like to get Tom's comments about the ball game to this point at halftime. And Tom, how are you?
Good, Chris. And you mentioned it at breakfast this morning, the fast start that Castleton needed, and that's not what happened. They didn't get it. And,
well, if you go back,
right.
to that one point where Castleton had things going their way offensively, and then the fumble happened on the sack, and the big lineman, I love that kid, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling down to the end zone. Wasn't that great? It was. I said it at the time that was the slowest touchdown in Gallaudet history, probably. Big Josh runs the ball in for 6 points. You gotta give the kid a lot of credit right there. And it was all downhill from there for Castleton at that point. And hey, that offense that we're looking at, that Gallaudet runs, it's so deceptive. You don't know where the ball is, and it's really stifled the Spartan defense, Tom.
No question about it. And I got to tell you, as you know, 2 teams in this conference are still going to be playing on November 14th.
Yes.
And even though Gallaudet has a conference loss already, I talked to their coach. They played a terrible game last week and the loss to Mount Ida. I think they're a contender to the end. And the reason I say that, this offense you talk about is you're right. It's deception. They're just ripping off chunks and chunks of yardage. But watching Gardner throw the ball, the one he completed, the one that was called back, and the ones he missed on, if they're in a close game where they want him to do something a little different and have a mix, they can go to that part of the game too. There's no question in my mind.
Absolutely.
Even though they're always going to be about the run, but they can hit you, and I think they're a dangerous team, and I think they're one of the contenders for the second spot.
Well, obviously, they've watched some tape on Castle, and they saw some holes in that defense, and with those passes over the top, there's nobody out there covering those kids, and they're just taking the ball and running as they want.
Oh, exactly. One completion, but I think you saw his arm strength and his touch just in the little bit he threw today. And I think if they want to mix it up in a different kind of a game where it's a one-touchdown game, it's a close game, they can do that. And that's why I like them to be one of the contenders for the November 14th game. And then the encouraging thing was, as you noticed, Shane Brzezowski was really off in the beginning.
Yeah.
Really off.
He wasn't crisp.
And then on that drive when he completed the 3 consecutive passes, he looked like he had his rhythm back.
Yeah.
And if he can find that in the second half, who knows, the stopping him at the goal line could turn out to be something important if they can stay in the game. But
and they're going to get the ball back in the second half as they will get the kickoff.
Right.
But
Gallaudet does, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just like you said, though.
Right.
Once they got off to the races, they were hard to stop. Very hard to stop. And Castleton was going backwards all the time. That offense is so deceptive. But, offensively, like you said, I believe Castleton is right there. Once Shane got his rhythm back and he wasn't overthrowing the ball the way he was in the early part of the game, they were okay. I was watching the whole scenario unfold, and it looks like coaching staff brought the kids together and said, look, calm down.
Right.
We're going to take this one play at a time. We're going to run a controlled offense.
Right.
We're going to make this thing happen. You just have to be patient with us. And that's where the points came from.
You've coached this sport before, and I think you're exactly right. I think that's what they did because, as you know, when the quarterback is overthrowing, that's usually what it is. It's adrenaline, and you need to calm down. And I think that is what happened.
Yeah.
And it's certainly the scoring drive, he looked very good.
And one of the other things that I brought up during the first half was, the fan base here, the crowd was probably a little bit in shock with Gallaudet running up points the way they were running them up, and it wasn't week one. You had that the big celebration week one with the win, and now it's like, whoa, what just happened? And it just like that is 21-0. So they're a little bit in shock, and finally got some things to cheer about as the second quarter came around.
Right.
But nonetheless, we're here.
Oh, yeah.
We're at Spartan Stadium.
Yeah.
It's still a great day for football.
In 10 years, when we're looking at a 21-0 deficit, we're not going to be happy. But right now, it's having football. The whole thing is a celebration.
Just look across the way. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
People everywhere. It's a beautiful day for football. The foliage is happening.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, my boy.
I think the foliage has popped out more since the kickoff, I tell you.
The gods are looking down on Spartan Stadium. And, win, lose, or draw, we'll be down on the field doing some interviews with at the conclusion of the ball game.
Yep.
We'll talk to the Gallaudet folks over there. We'll talk with Coach Alercio and get his thoughts and comments on how things have gone and where the team's at. During our pre-production meetings on Friday, we talk about where he thinks the team is at, and and he'll keep telling you, hey, we're works in progress. We're a brand new program, and we're coming along. It's just going to take some time. You can't ask for that week one honeymoon to be there all season long, because it won't be.
Right.
At any rate, we got to go to a commercial. We have a Castleton commercial. We're going to do that. Tom, thank you very much
thank you.
for your comments here. Haley's comments at halftime here at the big Spartan Stadium, the place that we both love and are just relishing the fact that we are here and we're playing football in this area at the college level. It's a dream come true, my friend.
It is. We're living a dream. You're right.
Why did I choose Castleton?
Castleton is big enough, so there's a lot to do. It's small enough so I can really get involved.
Sports,
Theater and music,
radio and TV,
internships and community service. There's a real sense of community,
And the improvements on campus mean more opportunities.
and Castleton is in Vermont.
That means hiking, biking, skiing, and riding.
Visit castleton.edu to learn more about Castleton.
Jack Healey back with Chris Thayer. Jeremy Jackson is with us, and also with us Adam Largis, who is our producer. Lindsay Marcotte and Katie Bona, our camera people. And Mike Valentine from PEGTV and Rutland Channel 20. The game live today on Channel 20 in the Rutland area. Second of 4 football games. The game's live on PEGTV here for home football for Castleton. Of course, the Northeast Sports Network video casting around the world. Here from Spartan Stadium, we're at halftime. Gallaudet 35 and Castleton 15. Gallaudet will get the second half kickoff. Justin Arago, 8 carries for 119 yards. He had a net gain of 117 yards. Philip Hayes, 76 yards. Jimmy Gardner, 55. Mike Gemelli, 47 for Gallaudet. As we look at the halftime stats here, Ryan Lenz, 1 catch, 29 yards, a touchdown. Jimmy Gardner, 1 for 4, 29 yards. In the passing department, it's funny, Chris, at the time it seemed like, okay, Jimmy Gardner's filling the year with footballs, but he actually, when it was all said and done, 1 out of 4, 29 yards. Shane Brzezowski, 9 of 16 with an interception, 135 yards and a touchdown. As Tyler Carpenter, 10 carries for 53 yards. Randy Babineau, 3 carries for a yard. Evan Cassidy, a carry for 2 yards. Andrew LaFleur, a carry for 4 yards. As Gallaudet has a 35-15 lead here as we get set for second half action at Spartan Stadium. Big crowd here near side.
Of course, let's not forget, folks, the coach for the Curicaws that all the colleges in the country are playing for today, and our ambassador Ryan Schultz, 4-year-old Ryan Schultz, and he's from New Jersey. You can check out his website at www.ryansquest.org for more information. I want to thank the little guy and his family for coming up here to be our ambassadors for Coach for the Cure.
Here's the Robitaille boot. We're underway in the second half with the Bison out in front, 35-15, and 1 hop to the 29-yard line as it's picked up by number 40 out to the 43-yard line, and number 40 for Gallaudet, one of the upmen, and that is Richard Bailey. He's from Woodingboro, New Jersey, a 245-pound junior, 5'11". And so Gallaudet will go on the offense here. Pretty good field position, 1st and 10 at its own 43-yard line. Going left to right as we look out on your screen, Gallaudet in white with the gold helmets with that flex bone, the option, which has been a problem for Castleton defensively. Gardner on the inside, handoff Gemelli, and he's stacked up after a pickup of a couple to the Gallaudet 46-yard line.
As we go back through the years, most of these wishbone offenses you look at, they'll send the ball up the middle 9 times out of 10. Gallaudet's different. They like to use the edge to run their football with.
Heath Janier on the tackle. It's 2nd and 7, picked up 3. Janier out of nearby Fairhaven, a freshman. Played on the Vermont Shrine team this past year in the Shrine game. 2nd and 7 for the Bison. Bison 46-yard line. The 2 slot backs and the 1 setback. The tailback is Gemelli behind the quarterback, Gardner. And the fake to Gemelli, and Gardner takes it to the 50-yard line. The option, the Offensive deception for 75 there, Heath Janier. Also Adam Sheequin, number 84 out of Burlington on the tackle. It'll be third down, about 3 at the 50-yard line. In that play at the end of the half, Castleton stiffened defensively on the final play, roughing the passer, and it was half the distance of the goal line after the play. That's why Gallaudet had it at the 2-yard line and had time for one more play. And there's the pitch back to Hayes, and Hayes picks up good yardage down to the 40-yard line, picked up 10 and a first down. Brian Ayers on the tackle, number 25, 6 foot, 205-pound sophomore for Castleton.
Yeah, there's just what we talked about before. Is they use the edge rather nicely. They fake the inside, go to the edge, and then pitch it to the outside tailback running through, and he picks up good positive yardage for another first down.
Early going third quarter, Gallaudet out of Washington, D.C., leading Castleton 35-15. Number 11 is Ryan Lenz. He's wide to the left. He's caught a touchdown pass from Gardner. Gardner's only completion in the ball game. Fake to Gemelli. Pitch back to Arago. Turns the corner, 30, 25 to the 20 to the 19. Bergeron finally catches him at the 19-yard line. It picks up 21. A Castleton player has been shaken up. It's another Gallaudet first down.
And, just coming out of the locker room, Gallaudet has not missed a beat. They're running on all cylinders again, and they're picking up big yards as they go along.
First and 10 for Gallaudet at the Castleton 19-yard line. And let's see who the player that's shaken up for Castleton is Dustin Young, number 40, and he's coming to the near side under his own power. Gallaudet with a 35-15 lead with 12:55 to go in the third quarter. Again, Lenz, number 11, wide to the left. Number 10 wide right is Chester Kushmeiter. Gemelli is the lone setback. The two slot backs onto the flex bone. Gardner, number 7, is the quarterback, first and 10. There's a man in motion right to left, and there's the pitch back to Arago, and turns the corner inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Rolled out of bounds across the way.
Looks like he's got enough for another first down. He's
does
shaken up on the play, too.
Does appear to be enough for a first down. Zachary Dame on the tackle. See where they mark it as they bring it toward the middle of the field. It's going to be at the 8-yard line. First and goal for Gallaudet, the Bison at the Castleton 8-yard line. That picked up 11. Arago we've seen his backup, or he's the backup for Johnson. I think they are co-first stringers or one of the slot back positions. Melly again the lone setback. First and goal for Gardner and company. And there's the pitch back. This is Hayes, and Hayes will get into the end zone for the touchdown as Hayes got into the end zone, standing up, an 8-yard touchdown run for Philip Hayes, a 5'7", 175-pound sophomore. Gallaudet, very impressive. The Bison lead at 41-15 with 12:03 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, as they pretty much used the edge all the way down the field, Jack. Didn't miss a beat this offense. Like I said, coming out of the locker room, 6 points for Gallaudet, going up 41-15.
Here's Wilson, and he bangs it through. Another extra point for Justin Wilson, and Gallaudet has a 42-15 lead. 12:03 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 57 seconds into this thing. They got themselves on the board rather quickly, did Gallaudet. And, that's a heck of an offense over there, and I don't know how they had 50 points put on them last week, because they're an offensive juggernaut from what we've seen today. They really woke up after last week's loss, and they're just here taking it to Castleton's defense like you read about.
I don't believe it was 50 points. It was 21-7, wasn't it? Something like that against Mount Ida. 23-7. I can't believe they only scored 7 points.
I can't believe that either, and I didn't think it was that. I thought it was a little further away than that. Don't have that score in front of me.
I don't have it in front of me either, so scratch that from the record in case I'm wrong.
Don't get called on that one.
That's Hayes' second touchdown of the ball game. Philip Hayes had a 2-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter. 42-15 Gallaudet. And again, the good news is there's plenty of time left. It's just that the Castleton defense has no answers for this impressive Bison offense. Warner is the deep man. Cassidy and Jabor are up. Cassidy to the right of Warner and Jabor to the left. Here's the Wilson kick with the wind here in the third quarter. And Warner back at the 5-yard line, and pretty good return out to close to the 30. First and 10 Spartans. So first and 10 for Castleton. Trailing 42-15 with 11:55 to go in the third quarter. Shane Brzezowski is the quarterback. And he operates out of the shotgun. Spartans have some work to do. Carpenter knocked down after maybe a yard out to the 40-yard line. Or out to the 30, I beg your pardon. 2nd and 9 at the 30. Tom Pangia on the tackle for Gallaudet. 2nd and 9 for Castleton at its own 30-yard line. Shane Brzezowski, 6', 200-pound freshman looking to throw. Steps up, shoots it over the middle, complete to Cassidy. Short gain. Up close to the 35-yard line, picked up about 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. Morton Bloomquist on the tackle for the Bison.
And the Castleton offense taking their time again, Jack. Just being very patiently, taking their time, moving the ball up the field. Little bit of yardage strikes here and there, just to keep control of their offense and not let this thing get out of hand.
Spartans have a 3rd and 5, their own 35-yard line. Brzezowski moves to the left, and he is chased and sacked back at the 30-yard line. Number 63 there on the sack, John Van Way, a 6'1", 200-pound sophomore. Lost about 4, and 4th down close to 10, and the Spartans will have to boot the football away. So that's a stop by Gallaudet. James DeVoe, number 12, back to boot. And it'll be Hubbard back to receive the punt, and single safety right around the Gallaudet 32-yard line. And Gallaudet has a relatively strong wind at its back here in the third quarter. And the kick will wobble short and go out of bounds in Castleton territory. You don't want to give this Gallaudet offense a short field, but that's what they have right here.
Somebody get a hand on that?
Not sure if somebody did get a piece of that or not.
The way the ball came this way so fast, it looked like someone got a hand on it.
Gallaudet will have it 1st and 10 at the Castleton 48-yard line.
The kick was low into the line area. Someone might have got up there enough to.
Jimmy Gardner, the quarterback, number 7. 6', 175-pound senior from St. Augustine, Florida. We call this the flex bone, similar to the wishbone. That's Johnson in motion now. And Johnson gets the toss, sweeps to the left, has some room. Far side, picks up about 13 down at the Castleton 35-yard line. Cole Johnson. If it's not Johnson, it's Arago.
You know,
They're both in there, or Hayes, who has been outstanding.
There's a
Gemelli.
typical play right there. You know, the pitch is behind him. Looks like it might be a little bit of a broken play, and the kid still picks up 11 yards on it for a 1st down. Great job.
10 for the Bison at the Spartan 35-yard line. 42-15, the Bison lead the Spartans with 9:30 to go in the third quarter. Gemelli is the lone setback. And Gemelli gets the call straight ahead to the 32. Picks up about 3. 2nd and 7. Wrapped up by Dustin Young. Did Young get shaken up earlier? That is Young in there now, number 40. Second and 7 for the Bison. Bison have it at the Castleton 32-yard line. Beautiful day here, and the beautiful foliage across the way, just picture perfect. and certainly picture perfect if you're a Gallaudet fan. Castleton looking to come back in this, but they need a stop here. That's Gardner. Pretty much a broken play, but picks up a couple of yards out of it, gets it to the 29.
A little bit of a fracas on that last play, Jack, and I was really impressed by what the coaching staff at Castleton just did, getting the kid off the field and calming him down right away. Say, look, this is a football game. It's 42-15. You need to go out there and play football and not do this stuff. And I thought that was very impressive to see the coaching staff nip that in the butt right away.
Alex Beloin on the tackle for Castleton. 3rd down and close to 4 for Gallaudet. Spartan 29-yard line. That is Johnson in motion. And here's Gardner after the fake. And Gardner, look at him go. And he ran into his own man. Got it down to about the 13-yard line. He's not too happy. That's the only thing that stopped him. You're absolutely right. Actually, there's a penalty marker down anyway, so it will negate the 16-yard keeper by Gardner. And it's a penalty going against Gallaudet. It's holding from the point of infraction. I have to chuckle because I have a feeling he wasn't too happy. At first I thought it was the referee, but it was his own man. As it turned out, it would have been called back anyway.
Would have been called back anyhow. So, but still, I mean, his own man was the one that slowed him up enough to let Castleton tackle him.
10 yards from the point of infraction. They'll mark it back to the Spartan 39-yard line. 3rd down, about 14. Gallaudet with a 42-15 lead. Beginning of the ball game, Castleton was driving. Actually had the ball in Gallaudet territory. 1st and 10 at the Gallaudet 25. A fumble, returned 68 yards for a touchdown. And Gallaudet took the lead instead of Castleton. And it's been Gallaudet ever since as Hayes is knocked down in the backfield. Lost about 5. Dustin Young, number 40.
Dustin Young breaking through, making a nice defensive effort there. One of few today by the Spartans.
But that was a big 3rd down play. They make a stop here. It's 4th down and
18.
It's about 19 anyway. Let's see. Close to 20.
The scoreboard says 20. We'll go with it.
Yeah. Wilson back to punt. Jabor is the lone man back in single safety as Wilson tries to angle it for a sideline, and it'll hit outside the 15, take a Castleton bounce, blown dead right around the Castleton 20. But the Spartans do make a defensive stop and have it 1st and 10 at their own 20. Gallaudet has a 42-15 lead with 6:40 to go, 3rd quarter.
Yeah, 6:40 to go. You're 42-15. Couple of quick scores, and you're back in this thing. But they do have a lot of work in front of them.
Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of things have happened since that opening touchdown. But still, instead of going in and scoring yourself, and they've been trying to stop the momentum ever since.
And you and I talk about momentum, and I think that was a momentum changer.
Here's Brzezowski, handoff the other way to Babineau, looking to turn the corner as he sweeps to the right, and not much room there. Got it to the 24. Did pick up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Martin Bloomquist on the tackle for the Bison.
Little misdirection play of their own right there, does the Spartans. Picks up a gutter, 4 yards maybe? Oh, more than that, call it 6.
Phil Hall is the center. He's out of East Montpelier, 6 foot, 255-pound sophomore. 2nd down, and actually picked up a little bit more. 2nd down, about 4. Little pass into the flat to Cassidy, and he's going to lose about 3 back to the 21. Could pick it out to the 26 on the previous play, and that lost about 5. And Neil Thompson there on the stop for Gallaudet, number 9.
Defensively, Gallaudet's doing a good job too. They're taking away those vertical routes. And when you do that, you can't throw the ball up the field real well.
So now it's 3rd and 9 for the Spartans. The Spartans have it back at their own 21-yard line. Here's Brzezowski looking to throw. And he shoots it over the middle. It's complete and then fumbled. Are they going to call it a completion or not? Let's see.
No.
I'm looking for an indication. Incomplete. Pass coming over the middle, intended for number 86, Adam Farmer. And it is incomplete. Would have been a 1st down if he held on. But
could have been. And, the slant pass over the middle right there, just couldn't hang on, didn't have control of the football, therefore incompleted pass.
So a stop by Gallaudet, and DeVoe will have to boot against the wind as Ty Hubbard is back deep around the Gallaudet 40-yard line. DeVoe back around his own 7. And this time, pretty good kick against the wind. On a hop to the 46-yard line, Hubbard And Harvard is hemmed in, and he is brought down as Castleton doing a nice job on the special teams. Number 4 led the way for the Spartans, Dennis Furman, who's out of Hartford. It's a junior, 5'11", 175-pounder.
If he's a junior, then he must have missed out on those state championship football teams that Mike Stone had.
Yes, he did. Gallaudet first and 10, its own 45-yard line, going left to right here in the third quarter. Dressed in white, Castleton with the green jerseys, black pants. Gardner looking to throw. Pumps once, keep, and he's sacked. He's run down by Sheequin. Adam Sheequin out of Burlington High School.
A rare sack for Gallaudet.
Well, he hasn't thrown that much, even though it appeared that maybe they
well,
were
he's thrown more than you think. He just hasn't connected a lot, but his passes are pretty effective.
I saw him once on film. I did see the Rich Alercio show on Channel 20, I might add, and his pass completion, they did throw a pass completion in that game against Mount Ida, and I was impressed just on that one pass. They just showed us that they don't pass very much. And here's Gardner again, the option. Couple of the 46-yard line. Number 40, Dustin Young, here to bring him down. College football, I probably didn't make this clear because I thought there was a difference between high school ball and college ball as far as timeouts are concerned. Both teams get 3 timeouts per half, so Gallaudet at the end of the half, we've explained that play a couple of times, but Gallaudet was out of timeouts. Third down and 8 for Gallaudet, and its own 46-yard line. And here's Gardner, and Gardner is knocked down straight on. Number 2, Jared Skleba. And actually, Castleton now has made a couple of stops defensively on the Bison.
Yeah, they have. That was a broken play right there. The play was supposed to go the other side to the left, but came back to the right side, did the quarterback, and there was nowhere to go.
So it's 4th down, about 7 for the Bison. Back of the Bison 48-yard line. It'll be Wilson to boot. Jabor back deep out of South Burlington. He's caught a touchdown pass in this game for the Spartans. He's back around his own 18-yard line. 3:15 and counting to go third quarter. Gallaudet with a 42-15 lead. And the punt angled near side. We'll see where they are going to say that went out of bounds. Actually, it ends up being a short punt. Went out of bounds at about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, net of about 10.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans, their own 39-yard line. Spartans will be at Mount Ida a week from today, down in Newton, Mass.
Newton, Mass. Take that trip down 89.
Get lost in Newton for a while and then find Mount Ida. Brzezowski to throw. Shoots it down the middle, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line. It was intended to Cole out of Otter Valley. And on the interception for Gallaudet, number 29, Jared Volmar. Jared Volmar out of Delavan, Wisconsin on the interception. Cole was there, and there is a personal foul after the play on Castleton. They'll tack 15 yards on top of it. Volmar on the interception.
Yeah, he got up out of the bottom of the pile and gave him a little push at the end, and that prompted the flag from the official.
Cole was open. He had a catch earlier in the ball game, I believe back in the first quarter.
Yeah, he was open. The ball was just a little bit long.
Yeah, it was overthrown, and Volmar made the interception. And now, Gallaudet with excellent field position at the Castleton 36-yard line. Jimmy Gardner, a 6', 175-pound senior. That's Johnson in motion. Look at it. I am really impressed. Can he handle the football or what? He gets down to the 31 on the keeper.
I'll tell you, he's the dream option quarterback.
He sure is.
Doubt.
I mean, he really is.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. He was the player of the week.
And he hasn't just done this once or twice today. He's done it all day long.
And he was the player of the week, the offensive player of the week in the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference last week.
I'll tell you what, he's looking at 2 in a row.
2nd and 5 for Gallaudet at the Castleton 31-yard line. in the flex bone. And this is the pitch to Hayes. Breaks a tackle. And near sideline to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Oh, my goodness, what a run by Philip Hayes. 31 yards for a touchdown. And Gallaudet has a 48-15 lead with 2:05 to go in the third quarter.
Wow. I mean, right up that sideline, like nobody was even there. 3 or 4 Spartans had a shot at him. Nobody could get a real good grip on him. You can't arm tackle that kid because he'll take it to the house every time if you do.
My goodness. 48-15, Gallaudet. Here's Wilson in to attempt another extra point. And he bangs it home. It's Gallaudet 49 and Castleton 15. We'll be back with a kickoff after this timeout from Castleton State College.
Why did I choose Castleton?
Castleton is big enough, so there's a lot to do. It's small enough so I can really get involved.
Sports,
Theater and music,
radio and TV,
internships and community service. There's a real sense of community,
And the improvements on campus mean more opportunities.
and Castleton is in Vermont.
That means hiking, biking, skiing, and riding.
Visit castleton.edu to learn more about Castleton.
Philip Hayes has 3 touchdowns. Scored 2 here in the third quarter. He's got an 8-yard touchdown run, that one for 31 yards out, and he's got another one from 2 yards out. He has got the hat trick. I'll tell you, if Gardner doesn't get the Offensive Player of the Week, Hayes has a shot at it. Any one of these players does. 49-15, Gallaudet.
Wow. I don't know what else to say.
Pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah.
And this will get by Warner. It's a live ball into the end zone. It's once it gets into the end zone, they blow it dead. But the Spartans will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20. That was a spectacular run by Hayes.
It certainly was, Jack. It's just a very impressive offensive output here by Gallaudet. They put a clinic on this afternoon for the fans here, and there's something to say. There's something special. We said earlier, you're going to see a football game today. They were going to come and play, and they have come to play.
So the Spartans have it 1st and 10 at their own 20. Wazowski out of the shotgun, being pressured. Throws and a nice sliding catch underneath out at the 27-yard line, making the catch Adam Farmer out of South Burlington. Picks up 6, it'll be 2nd and 4. And Brzezowski out of the shotgun. Brzezowski looking, throws it near side, Carpenter. He's got the first down, and Moore out at the 33-yard line, picks up 7, 1st and 10. Gallaudet tackle made by Calvin Doubt. Spartans have it 1st and 10, their own 33-yard line. 1:20 to go, third quarter. Gallaudet 49, Castleton 15. St. Brzezowski looking, steps up, and he is going to be tackled, not technically a sack at the line of scrimmage. Josh Doubt on the tackle.
Big Josh, number 55.
The Spartans have had enough of Josh Doubt.
He is, yeah, there's no doubt about Josh Doubt. That kid's played a whale of a game.
And as if one isn't enough, this Calvin Doubt out there made the tackle on the previous play, his brother. 2nd and 10, and the Spartans have it at their own 33-yard line. Trips right, Brzezowski steps up, fires down the middle, complete to Cole, and he gets it to Galladet's 48-yard line. 19-yard pickup and a first down. Calvin Doubt on the tackle.
Calvin Doubt, the Doubt brothers. Well, Josh Doubt, Jeremy just pointed out, he could very well be the defensive player of the week.
Yes, he could. First down, that pass completion, Brzezowski to Cole out of Otter Valley. 1st and 10, Spartans. Brzezowski in trouble, lets it fly, and it's incomplete. He wanted Farmer down the right sideline.
Had to put the ball just to the outside of Farmer. He couldn't come up with it, but did a nice job of getting rid of the football as well, did Brzezowski.
First glance, I thought Brzezowski might have been closer.
He was close.
To being beyond the line of scrimmage.
But he's got pretty good vision. He knows where he is on that football field at all times, and he knew he could unload the ball at that point.
2nd and 10, Spartans, the Gallaudet 48-yard line. 13 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Bison lead at 49-15. Trips to the left, one setback. Brzezowski looking, steps up, fires, and complete to Cassidy. And he's down at the Gallaudet 44, picks up 4. That'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We played 3 here at Spartan Stadium on homecoming day as Pangia made the tackle for Gallaudet after 3 quarters of play. Actually, do they stop the clock with 1.5 seconds to go, or
what?
Or are they just trying to? I think it is the end of the 3rd quarter, even though they still have time left there. Yeah, they finally run it down here. They wanted to put 15 minutes up and put 1.5 seconds up. We played 3, and the score, Gallaudet 49, Castleton 15. Jack Healey, Chris Thayer, live on NSN at Channel 20, the Rutland PEGTV channel. Castleton will be going left to right with the wind in the 4th quarter. Gallaudet will be going right to left. And Castleton will have it 3rd and 6. At the Gallaudet 44-yard line. So Castleton in green, that's Cassidy, Farmer, and Cole wide to the left. Cole far left, number 7, a couple of wideouts to the right. Brzezowski on 3rd down, first play of the 4th quarter. Steps up, almost lost it. It's going to keep, and he is going to be brought down at about the 37-yard line. It appears to be enough for a first down. Picked up about 7. Jared Pierce on the tackle. And it is a first down, 1st and 10. Castleton, the Gallaudet 37-yard line. Early going 4th quarter. The Bison have a 49-15 lead. Brzezowski again out of the shotgun. Steps up, and it's incomplete. Down at the 30-yard line, intended for Evan Cassidy. Couldn't hang on. 2nd and 10, Spartans.
Now the Spartan offense now with a 2nd down, looking to get back on a scoreboard and get some good positive stuff going here in the 4th quarter of play. You want to get out of this thing with maybe a score or 2 to build some confidence as you're going to go on the road for 3 weeks in a row now.
Jabor is wide to the left. Cassidy and Carpenter wide right. 2nd and 10 for Brzezowski. Steps up, looking. Throws, and it is complete down at the 22-yard line. It is a first down. Dropped at the 23-yard line. After the catch was Mike Jabor. The tackle made by Calvin Doubt. Picked up 13 and a first down.
Now there's no doubt about the Dowd brothers. They're a couple of pretty good players from Gallaudet.
Spartans have it at the Gallaudet 23. That's where they mark the football. Carpenter and Cassidy wide to the right, Jabor wide left. Keeper, Brzezowski. And didn't fool anybody there. Number 99, Kevin Allen, a 6'2", 298-pound freshman on the stop.
I tell you, he's a big boy. He wrapped him up in the backfield. No gain on the play, but he's a big kid to get around.
2nd and 10, Castleton, the Gallaudet 23-yard line. 49-15, Gallaudet out in front with 13:25 to go in the game. Brzezowski looking, steps up, tosses it out, complete to Carpenter. Carpenter cuts it inside, knocked down, a hard tackle at the 15-yard line by number 55. No doubt about it, it's Josh Doubt.
I got to tell you, one thing I'm impressed with is you look out here, Jack, you and I, no one's left. They're all still here. Big crowd of people here at Spartan Stadium for homecoming day, and alumni day, and the place is still full.
They're down in 3. The Spartans, after the pickup of 7, have it down at the Gallaudet 16-yard line. Brzezowski looking, throws, and it's incomplete. I'm not sure if that was tipped. Farmer, it was thrown behind him down at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he had to reach back and try to gather that ball in and just couldn't quite do it. And he took a shot in the meantime, and who's to say whether he would have caught it at all?
Not sure if anybody got a piece of that or not. It's 4th down and 3. Spartans have it at the Gallaudet 16-yard line. Certainly 4-down territory and trailing 49-15. So the Spartans on 4th down, out of the shotgun, Brzezowski. Looking, moves to the right, throws, and complete to Cassidy at the 10, and he dives inside the 5-yard line. Picked up 11 and a 1st down. Brzezowski to Evan Cassidy. 1st and goal, Spartans.
Nice play on Waggle right there, finding him coming across the field pretty much by himself. Nice gainer for the 1st down. Now it's 1st and goal.
And they are going to mark it at the Gallaudet 4-yard line. Brzezowski back underneath center. LaFleur is the up back. Carpenter the deep back. LaFleur the call, fumble, and I believe Gallaudet has it. They do. So the Spartans knocking on the door. They cough it up, and Gallaudet turns Castleton away.
That red zone offense, you've got to get the ball in the end zone. Unfortunate there for the Spartans, dropping the football, therefore ending the nice drive.
Not sure who recovered the fumble. It might have been Pangaea. 1st and 10, Gallaudet, its own 3-yard line. Here's Gardner. Underneath center. The keeper, and maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Cameron Laundrie out of Hartford on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 10. Well, what the Spartans try to do here, if you look at it from their point of view, Chris, is you can stop them here, 3 and out, you'll have good field position.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for Jimmy Gardner and company out of the flex bone. And the handoff right up the middle. This is Gemelli, and he's got space out near the 20-yard line. Mike Gemelli, well, he'll tell you all those options. Vincent, let's see. Barber on the tackle along with Skliba. Got it out to the 18-yard line. Picked up 15 and a 1st down.
When you have options like that, you're going to definitely keep going north and south on the football field and make progress.
That's Ryan Lenz, number 11. He's caught a touchdown pass in this ball game. He's wide to the left. 1st and 10 for the Bison. A little bit of a broken play. It's going to be recovered by Gallaudet back at the 6-yard line. Pitch back to Hayes.
Yeah, completely missed the pitch.
Talked about Gardner and Hayes. Certainly conference offensive players of the week. The only mistake, basically, either one of them made all day.
Pretty much flawless football for Gallaudet on the offensive side of the ball.
2nd down and 21. That lost about 12. Gallaudet has it back at its own 7-yard line. Right up the middle, Gemelli out close to the 10. Will be 3rd down and long.
Coming on 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Castleton needs one more stop here, get the ball back, and hey, they had the ball going pretty well in that last series. They just couldn't complete it after they fumbled the football.
They're down about 19 for the Bison. The Bison have it at their own 9-yard line. 49-15, the Bison out in front. They're on a gorgeous day in Castleton. And there's a fumble, and it appears that Gardner's got it. On about close to the 15 out at about the 13-yard line. But it will be 4th down, and the Bison will have to boot it away, and Castleton should have pretty good field position.
Yeah, they really should, Jack. And, like I said, you got to get some good positive stuff here towards the latter part of this game. Get some things happening you can work on this week in practice when you take the team on the road next week.
Did pick up 4. It'll be 4th down, about 15 for the Bison. Of Wilson back in his own end zone to boot it away. Jabor right around the 50 now, back at his own 45 for Castleton. So they don't cash in on the fumble recovery. And this, did it hit a Castleton player? I believe it hit Barber. And recovered by Gallaudet. Or at least Gallaudet thinks it has it. Maybe it didn't hit him.
Might be some discussion here
Let's
as
see.
to whether they have the ball or
Gallaudet
not.
believes it does have it.
Let's see.
They still had no indication from the officials as yet.
Everybody pleading their case, trying to get the ball. Not quite sure which way this is going to go.
Number 3, it appeared that it might have hit the leg of Vincent Barber. Coach Alurcio moving his
From our angle, it looked that way.
offense off.
It's going to be Castleton football.
It is going to be Castleton football. They apparently
We're going to take a look at it
see
here.
if it did hit him. We'll take a look at it.
Take a look at this punt play. There's the ball. Well, got to go roll it back a little more. Guess we don't really have it. Yeah, we don't have a good look at it, so we really can't tell, Jack.
Well, it's Castleton's football. I'll tell you, at first look, I thought it did hit the player, but
it looked like that.
But nevertheless, Castleton could use the break at this point. As at 1st and 10 at the Gallaudet 47-yard line, we do have a timeout on the field. Who did they call the timeout on there? 8:49 to go in the game, 49-15 Gallaudet. Was it Castleton's timeout? I didn't really hear that.
Wow.
You got some statistics there in the meantime. Yeah. Go ahead, up to the minute here.
Rushing yards, I just want to go through this. Rushing yards, total offense for Gallaudet to this point of the ball game, 465 yards of offense to Castleton's 274. 274 is not shabby.
No, because they...
I'll tell you, that's not a bad football game, 274 yards of offense. Most teams will get, 350, 400. But right now, 465 yards of offense for Gallaudet, and that's just very impressive offensively. That's a football team that's, I think you're very right, Jack, could go a long way into November. Tom Healey was saying earlier during Haley's comments that, that this is a football team that could go a long way in the conference.
Castleton touchdowns, a 1-yard run for Tyler Carpenter, and a 45-yard touchdown pass from Shane Brzezowski to Mike Jabor, and also a 31-yard field goal for Castleton. Louis Robitaille. That's the Castleton scoring, and Gallaudet has scored often, early and often in this one. 1st and 10, Castleton to Gallaudet 47. Brzezowski steps up, pumps once. He's going to be sacked to the 50-yard line. Got double team, got squeezed in there. And who finished him off? Well, Josh Doubt was there. Richard Bailey also there. Lost about 3 to the 50-yard line. 2nd and 13 for the Spartans. Ball just, the nose of the football just over the 50 into Gallaudet territory. Babineau and Carpenter, the setbacks. Brzezowski after the fake to Babineau. And he's sacked again back at the 48. Josh Doubt. My goodness.
Big Josh Doubt, the sack right there. You can't stand in a pocket that long. It collapses in upon you, and things are going to happen, and you're going to get that, take a sack when you do that. So got to get rid of that ball. Quarterbacking is all about the quick release, and if there's nothing down there, you got to get it up and go.
Lost a couple back to the Castleton 48-yard line. 3rd down, about 15. With 7:38 to go in the game. Gallaudet out in front, 49-15. Here's the inside handoff. Babineau. Pretty good run down to the Gallaudet 41-yard line. Picked up 11, but it'll be 4th down coming up. Fourth down, about 4.
I say we're in 4 down land, by the way.
Let's say so.
Oh, yeah.
The mark of the Gallaudet, 42. Fourth down and close to 5 for Castleton. I think when you're trailing 49-15, 7-14 left in the game, it is 4 down territory. And Castleton, it is Castleton's timeout. Unofficially, that's 1 apiece. Gallaudet's got a 68-yard fumble recovery for touchdown by Josh Doubt. Also an 11-yard touchdown run by Cole Johnson. Jimmy Gardner, an 11-yard touchdown run on the keeper. Philip Hayes has 3 touchdowns, a 2-yard touchdown run, an 8-yard touchdown run, and a 31-yard touchdown run. And also, Jimmy Gardner has thrown a 29-yard touchdown pass to Ryan Lenz for the Gallaudet scores. I'm beginning to wonder how Mount Ida beat this team.
We're going to find out next week.
Mount Ida is playing at Norwich today.
Norwich off to a slow start, too, by the way. 0-3 for the year.
They'll be playing for the old. What officially do we call it? Is it the
Maple
old
bucket.
maple? It's the old maple bucket.
Have you seen it? It's down
No,
below.
I haven't. No.
Looks pretty cool. We got to get a shot of that to have on our screen at some point. Camera.
You will be talking to Rich Alercio on our post-game show.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Rich. We're going to talk to Gallaudet. We're going to talk to a couple of people down there at the end of the game.
Here's the play action, Brzezowski, and he sets up the screen, complete to Babineau, but he is wrapped up after a pickup of about a yard. That's it. Number 40, Richard Bailey.
Yeah, Gallaudet doing a good job of snuffing out that middle screen. They've used it quite a bit today, and they kind of saw it coming.
So Gallaudet, 1st and 10, its own 41-yard line. Bison have a 49-15 lead with 7:06 to go in the game. Here's Gardner on the pitch. Arrigo. He's back in the ball game. He lost yardage back to the 38. Tancredi on the tackle. Plus 3, maybe 4 yards. 2nd down and 14 for Gallaudet. Arrigo is the correct pronunciation. I hustled over to the coaches up here after the first quarter to find that out. Arrigo.
As I would expect nothing less from you.
Not Arrigo, it's Arrigo. I had to remember that again. He hasn't been in there in a while.
Haven't needed him.
And here is Gemelli. This is the fullback this time, and gets it out to about the 41-yard line. Picked up close to the yardage they had before the loss, and there's a penalty marker on the play. We'll see what this is all about.
It's in that holding territory, I think. Well, maybe not. Gallaudet appears to
Gallaudet coming in at 1-2 on the year. Castleton at 1-1. A crackback block is what it is.
Okay.
I believe it's a 15-yard penalty. We'll listen in here. That was the preliminary indication, crackback block. Even though that lost yardage, well, actually, it picked up yardage back to the original line of scrimmage, but they're going to take it anyway. Got to take that is a 15-yard penalty. You certainly got to take those, regardless.
That's the big one. Yeah, you got to take that one.
Yeah. Back to the 21-yard line. I do believe that's a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, Oh, it's all of that.
Yeah.
Couldn't be any more.
No, it can't be any more. Could be less.
Could be less. But you can't pick it 20.
Second and long for Gallaudet at its own 22-yard line. Look at this. I'm telling you, as the pitch back, and Hayes managed to come up with a football, get out to the 29, a 7-yard pickup. Well, I'll tell you, Jared Skleba on the tackle for Castleton. Out to the 29-yard line. It'll be third down and about 20. We're down about 22, we'll call it. 5:37 to go in the game. Gallaudet out in front, 49-15. Gardner, the option. And this time the keeper out to the 32, picked up about 3. It'll be fourth down. And Gallaudet will have to boot the football away.
Coach has told the kids pretty much keep the ball inside the white lines, keep it on the ground, and keep the clock running. That's Gallaudet.
Wilson back to boot, and Jabbar back around his own 35-yard line for Castleton. Jabbar, number 8, playing his high school ball at South Burlington. Jabbar at his own 40-yard line. And it is Hayes on the tackle. I have a feeling, they could go, most of these players could go both ways if they wanted to, and Hayes there on the tackle.
Yeah, and so here at Spartan Stadium, we've experienced both the highs and the lows. First week was the greatest feeling in the world, and then today, the first loss in the history of Spartan Stadium.
First and 10 for the Spartans. Spartans have it at their own 43-yard line, going left to right here in the fourth quarter. Zowski now play action, moves to the right, and completes this to Carpenter at the 50-yard line. Throw it underneath. Over there on the tackle, number 9, Neil Thompson for Gallaudet. Picked up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Spartans at the 50-yard line. 4:18 to go here in the football game. Gallaudet with a 49-15 lead. Zowski back in the shotgun with a couple of setbacks. Babineau and Carpenter. Carpenter now tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Number 63, John Van Way, a sophomore. In to make the tackle. He's out of Alexandria, Virginia. So he's playing his college football not too far away from his hometown. Gallaudet down in Washington, D.C. He's out of Alexandria, Virginia. John Van Way. 3rd and 3 for the Spartans at the 50-yard line. Zowski completes it underneath to Cassidy. And Cassidy moves ahead to the 40. It's a 10-yard pickup and a first down. Little pass play from Brzezowski to Evan Cassidy. And Guy on the tackle for Gallaudet.
Yeah, that'll move the chains a little bit. Get the Spartans another set of downs to work with here. 3:23 to go in the ball game.
Jabbar is wide right. The slot right is Cassidy. Underneath center now, Brzezowski. Rolls to the right. Being chased. Throws underneath, complete to Carpenter. Is knocked down after a pickup of a couple down to the 38. Bailey on the tackle. Calvin Doubt was over there too, wasn't he? Number 47. 40 is Bailey. 47 was Calvin Doubt. 2nd and 8. Castleton at the Gallaudet 38-yard line. Zowski. Complete to Cole down at the 20. Nice catch. Caught it in traffic. Number 7, Tom Cole from Florence, Vermont and Otter Valley. Picked up 18 and a Castleton first down.
Absolutely. What a nice play right there. Cole picks up a nice football, gets himself a nice gainer, and the Spartans another set of downs to work with.
Omar on the tackle. He has also got a fumble recovery. First and 10, Spartans at the Gallaudet 20. Brzezowski moving around, throws near side, incomplete. Second and 10. Clock stops with 2:06 to go in the game.
Yeah, basically throws the ball out of bounds and had nothing to throw to. So good job by Brzezowski to get rid of the football.
Shane Brzezowski, number 10. Beside him, Randy Babineau, the captain, number 44. Brzezowski to Babineau. Had a little bit of an opening there as he tried to take it back toward the middle. That's Calvin Dowd on the tackle. Number 47. That was just got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10. Minute 38 to go in the game. Gallaudet out in front, 49-15. That's Cole, number 7 wide to the left. Number 8 wide right is Jabor. Carpenter's the up back. Babineau's the deep back out of the eye. Brzezowski underneath center. To draw to Babineau. And that's Calvin Dowd to meet him head on at the 17-yard line. And Calvin Dowd is being helped up by brother Joshua Dowd. Be 4th down. And it is going to be Louis Robitaille in to attempt a field goal. It'll be straight on. They'll mark it at the 22-yard line. It'll be about a 32-yard field goal attempt. About the same place as his last field goal, but this one straight on. And he bangs it home. A 32-yard field goal by Louis Robitaille, his second field goal of the ball game. He had a 31-yarder earlier officially. This one unofficially, 32-yard field goal. And it's 49-18. Gallaudet with the lead now with 33.8 seconds to go in the ball game. As Chris Thayer has gone down below, he'll be talking to Rich Alercio. Good time to really pick up the field goal there and get some confidence. I'll tell you, this Gallaudet club, very impressive. Gallaudet with a 49-18 lead. So Castleton will look ahead to next week down at Mount Ida to be video cast. Around 12:45 or so we'll be on. It'll be a 1 o'clock kickoff. And here's the kick by Robitaille. This is Josh Dowd. They're having him back there to pick up the kickoffs too. Josh Dowd, who has a 68-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. My goodness, you gotta love that. You gotta love that, huh? I mean, he's just been tremendous. Joshua Dowd, who just started things early in the ball game and was back there for the kickoff. He has been one of many standouts today for Gallaudet. 22 seconds to go in the game, and Gardner will take a knee. He'll let it run down. A very impressive afternoon for Gallaudet University, the Bison, out of Washington, D.C. The fans on their feet giving the teams a round of applause here on a gorgeous day homecoming here at Castleton. And that is the ball game, and Gallaudet has won it in impressive style. Final score, Gallaudet 49, and Castleton 18. And we'll be back with our post-game activities coming up after this timeout from Castleton State College.
Why did I choose Castleton?
Castleton is big enough so there's a lot to do. It's small enough so I can really get involved.
Sports,
Theater and music,
radio and TV,
internships and community service. There's a real sense of community,
And the improvements on campus mean more opportunities.
and Castleton is in Vermont.
That means hiking, biking, skiing, and riding.
Visit castleton.edu to learn more about Castleton.
Jack Healey back with Chris Thayer at Spartan Stadium here on homecoming day on a beautiful afternoon as the Gallaudet Bison have defeated the Castleton State College Spartans by a score of 49-18. And Chris Thayer will be on the field during our post-game show, and he'll be looking to talk to Gallaudet head coach Ed Hoddle, who is now in his 5th year, and also Castleton coach Rich Alercio. And we'll see if Ed Hoddle will be able to talk here near side to Chris Thayer. Gallaudet wins it by a score of 49-18, as Gallaudet now at 2-2 on the year, and Castleton falling to 1-2 on the year. You know, and it's I know in a game in which Gallaudet really dominated using that flex bone, that option offense, we still had to look back where Castleton had the ball deep in Gallaudet territory. And had recovered a fumble. It was Cameron Laundrie back in the first quarter. But then it was a fumble by Castleton, picked up by Joshua Dowd, who returned it 68 yards for a score. And really, Castleton never had an opportunity to change the momentum. As a matter of fact, as we run by the scoring here, and we'll go down below to Chris Thayer here in just a couple of minutes. The Castleton band back on the field. With 9:40 to go in the first quarter, Joshua Dowd a 68-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown as Gallaudet would take a 6-0 lead. Justin Wilson the kick. Gallaudet went up 7-0. With 6:09 to go in the first quarter, it was a 29-yard touchdown pass from Jimmy Gardner to Ryan Lenz for Gallaudet to put the Bison up 13-0. Justin Wilson the extra point. That put the Bison up 14-0. That was the score at the end of one. In the second quarter, early going, 14:53 to go in the half. It was an 11-yard touchdown run for Gallaudet's Cole Johnson. That put the Bison up 20-0. Wilson the extra point. That put the Bison up by a score of 21-0. With 13:33 to go in the half, Tyler Carpenter would score for Castleton from a yard out. That would cut the Gallaudet lead to 21-6. Try for the extra point, no good. Gallaudet would score with 11:39 to go in the half. Jimmy Gardner, an 11-yard run on the quarterback keeper. That would make it 27-6 Gallaudet. Wilson the extra point to make it 28-6 Gallaudet. With 7:51 to go in the half. Louis Robitaille for Castleton, a 31-yard field goal. And that would cut the Gallaudet lead to 28-9. With 3:58 to go in the half, Gallaudet would score on a 2-yard touchdown run by Philip Hayes. That would make it 34-9 Gallaudet. Wilson the extra point would put Gallaudet up by a score of 35-9. Castleton then would score with 2:07 to go in the half. A 45-yard touchdown pass from Shane Brzezowski to Mike Jabor. And that would make it 35-15 Gallaudet. The try for two, no good. That was the score at halftime. Philip Hayes would score 2 more touchdowns for Gallaudet in the third quarter. At the 12:03 mark left in the third quarter, Hayes an 8-yard touchdown run to put Gallaudet up 41-15. Wilson the kick to put Gallaudet up 42-15. Then with 2:05 to go in the game, Hayes again, his third touchdown of the ball game, a 31-yard touchdown run to put Gallaudet up 48-15. Wilson the kick to make it 49-15. And then with, 34 seconds left, they officially say here a 34-yard field goal by Louis Robitaille. It appeared to be more like a 32-yard field goal, but it's officially in the score sheet here. Louis Robitaille of Castle in his second field goal. That cut the Gallaudet lead to 49-18. That turned out to be the final score. Justin Arago had 145 yards rushing. Philip Hayes, 128. Jamelli, 70. Jimmy Gardner, the quarterback, 64. Chamberzowski, 24 of 37 for Castle in the passing department. Couple of interceptions, 242 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Carpenter, 12 carries, 54 yards. Gallaudet had 23 first downs, Castleton 17. Gallaudet had 448 rushing yards, 78 for Castleton. 29 yards passing for Gallaudet, 242 for Castleton. Total offensive plays, 57 for 477 yards for Gallaudet. Castleton actually had 69 for 320. Fumbles lost. Gallaudet lost 1, Castleton lost 2. And Gallaudet with a couple of interceptions in the ball game for return yardage of 14 yards. Chris Thayer is down below. And
okay, I think we've got it now, Coach. Finally, we got the technical difficulties worked out, and we were talking off camera a minute ago that, you really didn't expect this coming into this ball game.
No, we figured, we knew Castleton would be well prepared, and Rich does a great job, and they played hard, and I, a little surprised at the outcome, but I think that, we knew we were in for a battle today.
Absolutely. It seemed to us up in the booth that, on the big sack and the turnover was where the momentum of this football game really changed hands. And your big guy, Josh Dow, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling down the football field, if I can take one from Chris Berman. And it was probably the slowest touchdown in Gallaudet history.
It may have been, but, JD's a pretty special player. He'll play some fullback for us. We put him back on the hands team at the end of the game. He plays nose, he plays linebacker, he plays fullback. He's one of those kids that he's pretty athletic. He's pretty gifted.
Absolutely, and your option offense, my coach. I'm telling you, it's so deceptive. It's hard to follow as a broadcaster.
Right.
It's hard to follow where that ball is all the time.
We went to that in the offseason. We felt that would give us a chance to have some success and, control the clock a little bit. Obviously we don't have 100 guys over there, and we're a little thin, and we need to, keep the defense off the field as much as possible. So that was something that we were really targeted from last year to this year was being able to control the clock a little bit, and we felt that the triple would give us the opportunity to do that.
Coming into the ball game, of course, one of the things we talk about is it's a school for the hearing impaired, and I made the point that you're not going to see handicapped kids out here. You're going to see kids playing football. It's a football game, and oh my God, do you guys bring a football game?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's. We try to get that message across. The officials have a lot of questions before the games. If there's anything we can do. Well, it's college football, and I remind them all the time that we hold our kids to a very high standard, same as any other program, and it's in no way, shape, form a disability, and it's something that our kids take a lot of pride in being the world's only deaf and hard of hearing football program, and they play hard, and that's what we ask them to do, and there's no disability, and it's a good group.
There's no disability on your football team, Coach. You guys did a great job. And who's the gang? You want to introduce the gang to me here?
This is Madeline Hoddle. This is my daughter. She's 6. This is Wyatt Hoddle. He's 4.
All right.
The little booger over there is Cole, and that's my wife, Ashley.
Okay. Well, it's great to meet you, Coach. It's a heck of a ride for you guys to come all the way up here and you walk away with a big win like that. Hats off to you guys and your program. You do a nice job.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Coach.
I don't know if you can you
Jack
hear me?
will send this back up to you, and a big loss for Castleton today, the first loss in the history of the program, and it's one of those things you have to deal with on a seasonal basis where you will finally come up with that first loss, and here it is today. And hats off to Gallaudet. They do a great job coming into Castleton today and getting a big win. Jack, we'll send this thing back to you, and great working with you today, my friend.
Okay, great working with you. I know he's off with the kids now. I was going to try to get in there to ask Coach Hoddle how he loved our Vermont foliage this time of the year, but off he goes. They have foliage down in Virginia, too, by the way, but it's a little bit earlier up here. And I don't believe we'll have a chance to talk to anybody else. We're going to wrap it up here from Spartan Stadium. So for everybody along the line, our thanks to Channel 20 PEGTV here in Rutland, Michael Valentine and company, Adam Largess, and Jeremy Jackson, our camera people, Lindsay Marcotte, and also Katie Bona. And, of course, for Chris Thayer, I'm Jack Healey, wishing you all a very pleasant good afternoon from Spartan Stadium. A beautiful afternoon on homecoming day, and it was all Gallaudet. Final score, Gallaudet University 49, Castleton 18. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Why did I choose Castleton?
Castleton is big enough, so there's a lot to do. It's small enough so I can really get involved.
Sports,
Theater and music,
radio and TV,
internships, and community service. There's a real sense of community,
And the improvements on campus mean more opportunities.
and Castleton is in Vermont.
That means hiking, biking, skiing, and riding.
Visit castleton.edu to learn more about Castleton.